I whoop that ass like Michael Obama. Yeah, I got that big D energy. Ain't nobody wanna step to me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I'll whoop that ass like Michael Obama.
No, Michelle is a trans.
I'm sorry, she's a what?
Transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. It's okay.
Like a llama. I whip that thing out like Michael Obama.
We already have it with
I got that
Obama.
big
So
energy.
let's just calm down.
Nobody wanna step to me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I whip that ass like Michael Obama. I'm a girl, 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 I'm a whip them thing out like Michael Obama. I got that big energy. Ain't nobody wanna step like me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I whip that ass like Michael Obama. Ain't got that clit, bitch. Hung like a llama. I whip that dick out like Michael Obama.
Layla hates her hotties. Oh yeah, Layla, she hates her hotties. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she hates the hotties. Oh yeah. She hates the hotties.
Can you save us, Britney Spears? Can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunnilinguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, clones, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys. The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunnilinguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, clones, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys.
Big up, big up. Happy Friday night. Welcome back to another episode of the Secret Society of Good Guys. As always, we are your goodest of guys, and it is Friday at midnight. So thank you for joining us for our digital seance. I have no idea what kind of spell will produce tonight, but we will be using your energy. So if you feel like being involved, you can hit the like, subscribe, thumbs up, or little hearts on your phone to the right, or little celebrations or hundreds. And if you want to save it all up until somebody says something that makes you laugh out loud, you can do that too. And make sure you follow everyone that's on stage now and that may get here in a little while or not. Hi, good guys. Happy Friday.
Hi. And you can hype the video tomorrow too.
Video at what?
You can hype the video when you watch it like the next day. Like
yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh yeah, I'm learning
Hype
about
us.
this hype thing. Thank you for saying that. There is
Hype
a new
it
way,
up.
like if you're a regular watcher of YouTube, you gather these like little points up, and you can't use them on your own channel, but you can use them on somebody else's channel to hype the video. I have some saved up. I try to use them for like Paranoid American, or when I'm watching my people
what the hell are
online.
you kids talking about with these hypes and these emojis and like what even is this?
Oh, they rank you
Blogging.
like by like hypes, but like yeah. I don't know. I kind of looked more at it today, but
You
And
crazy
there's like
kids.
little stickers and little like super chat sparkle things that also need to be shouted out that I can read here. Like, see that eagle? Heart of
that's new.
Aries with
Didn't
this
used to show
dreamy
that.
Oh, that's
eagle.
dope.
400 jewels. That's so sweet. Like, those don't ever show up in the chat, so I can pull them up properly on the bottom of the screen. But I will try to pay attention. So if you guys see a gym or something go by, we'll try to shout those out too.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But anyways, happy Friday, everyone. So
Happy
to
Friday.
be here.
Hey, we're summoning demons. All
Did you
super chats
know-
go directly to that.
I forgot the name of this demon that I found out about today in the ancient Arabic text of all these
Oh.
jinn. The toe-sucking demon.
What?
There's a
Quentin Tarantino.
toe-sucking demon. I did
Quentin
not know that.
Tarantino.
that sounds like that horror story. Like,
Let
did
me
you
find
guys
the
ever
name.
tell that when you were a kid? Like, the person would sit there and like feel comforted when they put their hand down in bed if they were scared because their dog would lick their hand. then,
Scary
like, one
stories
day
to
they-
tell in the dark,
Yeah. Oh, that it was. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The same one where like the girl gets the spiders that like lay eggs inside of her cheek or her ear or something like that. That one
ready
used to
to
freak
set
me
in my
out. That
shirt.
one, and there was one where like the grandparents go to get a dog from Mexico, and it ends up being like a mutant rat.
I don't remember that one, but
I think that was 3. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark 3.
I
Rig,
don't know if
shut
I
the
made
fuck
it that
up.
far. But they were so good. I love like horror stories. when I was a kid.
Motherfucker.
What?
I love him though. But apparently, this demon's name is Palace, which comes from 1921's illustration Persian manuscript, the Book of Wonders of Creation, the Persian book. But apparently, this is what it looks like. Well, I don't know if you can see it, but yeah.
I can't, but maybe I'll look up and see if I can find
Yeah,
Persian.
he is
toe-sucking
literally
demon.
sucking on feet.
It's like a sad owl.
I was like, what? There's
Oh.
different types of demons like that?
It looks like that where the wild things are.
Mm-hmm. They
Why
look
did someone
exactly
send us
like that.
800 Jews.
What is it? What did you just say?
800 joules.
Jewels.
I mean, technically,
My
jewels.
screen zoomed in. That was funny.
Here, wait, let's blow it up. I like
Jewels.
this
L.
version.
There we go.
Jewel?
This
Oh,
Look at
is
that.
Toes, huh?
it's a little chubby.
Yeah.
weird
it's
That
a
body on it.
toe-sucking demon. But the other images will show you, like, of this creature sucking on feet. That's wild.
He keeps getting more heads the more you scroll down.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he
Holy
is.
Wow.
shit.
You can do all your toes at once.
This is somebody just obsessed with this demon.
How much he likes toes.
Do they
He's
look
got-
nefarious or just weird?
It's like there's one for each sign. Yeah, they did one of these toe sucking demons. Demons licking your toes, one for each sign. So I might be on the whole wrong thing. Don't listen to me. I might have just opened a new tarot deck.
It's all part of the spell.
No, it's that because they're just as creepy. Here, I found another one. I found another page, and the art all looks the same. So
Yeah.
it does look like some Necronomicon of. Okay, here, Bink.
That's it. There we go.
Look at his tail.
It's
His tail
alive.
can lick toes of its own.
It can
His
probably
tail
lick his
can
own
lick his
asshole
own
too.
toes. Yeah. Huh. That's crazy. They really did create a little god. Can you imagine, like, if there's deities and energies and, like, somebody gets to walk around and be the spirit of the wind, the spirit of the sun, and then this idiot's like, I lick toes.
Well, do you see how the couple's in
Maybe he
bed?
likes it.
Like
Like
they're in their
He's-
intimate session, apparently. So when you're in that intimate session, this is their idea. You open up because you're in that space where you open up, like really, like you forget where you are and time slows down and all of that. So you open up portals to these demons and you allow them supposedly in your bedroom by committing these acts if you're not married, and you bring in the, this demon and that demon and
So this was like a virtue thing.
yeah.
Save it for
Totally.
marriage,
Kind of-
folks.
It's
Kinda
hard to
reminds
tell
me
who's
of
You'll
that-
be satisfied by micropenises and fucking Miniman.
What is that haunted house movie where the spirit almost like literally grabs the girl and tries to screw her, the ghost? What's that scary movie? It wasn't scary. It's like this haunted house. Catherine Zeta-Jones is in it. That interesting lady, that with that weird voice, and who else? A guy I think who plays in Taken is in it.
Liam
Hold on.
Neeson?
I think. Hold on. Let me find it.
This movie is jarring nothing in my head.
What? Hold on. You
I know all
have
the
to know
individual
it.
components, but
Yeah.
when you put them all
is it?
together, I'm wondering what the hell this is.
Haunted house movie.
Out of all the things that I've heard
Haunted
that
house?
demons can
Haunting.
do, though,
It's called The Haunting.
The Haunting.
Yeah. You guys remember that movie?
Memory.
I remember
hole.
Night of the
Really?
Demons. That
Oh
movie
my
kind of traumatized
God,
me.
I love that movie. It's so good. It's really good, actually.
Yeah, I
It's
do
like,
remember that one too, though.
yeah. They go to
I
this
did-
old house and
that-
it's apparently haunted, and the man apparently killed a lot of the children from all his wives and killed all his wives and children. And these people come into that house, and the spirit like falls in love with one of the girls because the girl's tied to the house through the bloodline. It's just weird. And then their whole purpose was to free all the souls that were trapped in the house.
The House on Haunted Hill. That's what everybody said in the chat.
Oh no,
it's
this is
actually
called The Haunting.
Oh,
Haunting.
and did you see that Britney Spears is going to be on the next American Horror Story? Have you guys seen this rumor?
Really? Well, rumor or
I
like
don't
news?
know. I thought it was real, but I'm going to look it up right now.
Has she ever done serious acting? I mean, aside from Crossroads, obviously.
Yeah, I'm like Crossroads with
Yeah, like
With
20 years ago.
Pennsatucky. Britney Spears. If they do have her in American Horror Story, that's so smart. She
Yeah, it is.
It's perfect with that cast. Rumors claiming Britney Spears has joined the cast of American. Oh, they're false. Lame.
Bullshit.
Apparent-
You got to bring
Yeah.
up Snopes.
Apparently, they've been circulating them since 2007. Like all the people are like, she'd be so good on it, and so they
'Cause
keep trying
everyone
to
wants
replace it.
Britney.
Yeah, B Spears.
Is
What's
that how
her-
they got Lady Gaga and then like Kardashian on it, right? Because they did start inserting like non-actor celebrities into the show.
Dude, I was like years old, maybe like when I realized the one on the witch, whatever one is about the witches, the head is her Paulson. I didn't know she was a lesbian. I have like great gaydar. I was like, what? I was surprised when I found out she was with a chick. And then she's with a chick like 20 years older than her, maybe 15. But I really, she's with the like little lady, she's on movies and she's like a little funny lady. When I saw Sarah Paulson standing with this chick, I'll pull up a picture of them together. I thought, oh, that girl must be funny. Like, they might, let's see, Sarah Paulson. I don't know if it's her wife.
She was like
Yeah.
the best thing from that entire series.
Yeah, you guys are going to be like, what? I can't wait to pull up a picture of this for you guys. Every time I see it, it makes me like that much giddy because I'm like, dang, did she just turn this lady out?
This is how much I don't like men. I'm going to go find an old lady.
Look at this. You guys are going to be like, just like that. What? This is Sarah Paulson's like longtime partner. You know her too.
She looks like Carol
Yeah.
Burnett a little bit, no?
She's famous too. I don't know what she's on, but yeah.
Well, she was also in wasn't she in American Horror Story at some capacity?
Probably.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
I think she's an actress too. She like seems like a
One with the
lawyer
white
or a
hat.
Sure, I've
judge.
seen her.
And she's like the mom.
She's like her mom on a show. That is so embarrassing. Chaney, we're gonna have you play Jules' mom. What? It does be so rando. Anyway, yeah. What else is happening this week besides Sarah Paulson and her old lady lover?
Well, what about
Talk about Sarah Palin.
Yeah,
Yeah, what
Sarah
about Sarah Palin?
Oh, you guys, I should pull it up too because the post of mine that Sarah Palin retweeted this week, it's like as glittery red pilled that I can pretty much have come out of my. I have to go to Sarah Palin's page. It'll be easier.
I
to
like
find.
the message that you wrote. It had like some of that cue Sarah like TikTok. It's all coming, and that's what got retweeted. I thought that was pretty awesome.
Out of everything, and she doesn't tweet all the time, so it's easy to find. This is like 3 down in her posts, so it's like so easy to find it. And I was like, out of all the things, I didn't even read the whole thing. I mean, I read her whole thing, but I didn't even read the whole post that I wrote. I didn't realize how it was so glittery red pilled and conspiratorial. Let's see if I can make it all on screen or not.
But it's done so well, right? Because they're all just these questions that if you didn't know what you were asking, it was just like, I don't even really understand what this means. It's all political jargon, but it's actually Q, it's Q jargon.
Well, so much of it isn't what I wrote. That's what, so like Drill Baby Drill has nothing to do with Q. What's going
Right,
on?
well, that's hers.
Yeah, so this is what she reposted of mine. Drill Baby Drill. What do you know about Alaskan Permanent Fund Dividend or PFD? There is a reason Donald Trump is repeating Sarah Palin. What if every American were to receive a payment based on resources, commodities? What if oil, food, wood, metals, technology were all part of a PFD? A $1 trillion app newly acquired by a country, would that be considered part of a permanent fund dividend? TikTok, by the way. This is like so long ago. I did this in 2025, January 2025. Nasara Jasara, maybe even better. Remind me to tell you why Sarah hunted wolves. And this is what she reposted. And it was so surprising that out of the things that, and she writes on it, like, yes, we the people who own the resources, big oil only lease the right to drill and develop. So I've always believed the owners of the resource should derive benefit from development, not solely big oil and certain not government coffers benefiting. And it's like a really good thing. You guys should all read it. And she goes into like Mine Baby Mine and Pebble Mines and blah, blah, blah. I didn't realize, if you are a Q person, one of the funny things is there used to be this picture in Q, and was it Dianne Feinstein? I think it's I don't remember, but and they're standing with Murkowski, which she's from Alaska, and she's like pointing at her right in the chest. Palin's been talking shit about Murkowski all week. So then I'm like, oh, what other kind of conspiracies happened in Alaska when these other politicians got put in? So I've been on this whole other dive about Sarah Palin, about Murkowski and the year she took over, and how probably she got these companies way more. She took money out of the people's coffers and gave it to these companies. But super interesting. And I'm either going to get Sarah to do a regular podcast. I'm going to produce it and be her off-air Robin Quivers that she just talks shit to me occasionally and I'll like make her laugh. Or I'm really going to like attempt to get her to run for office again as an independent. I think it would be because I think they dragged her with John McCain. Everyone shits on Sarah Palin, but that's our MK Ultra of Tina Fey making us do that. When in reality, John McCain is the one that effed up the Forrestal and is like really tyranny, and we could go into a million things. His father's the one that was like the head of getting the USS Liberty and covering up that whole entire thing, like the USS Liberty Commission. So it's just interesting to me that they took this war hawk, John McCain, who was involved in selling all the weapons to everywhere we've been fighting our entire lifetime. And we thought Sarah Palin was the anchor that was weighing down the ship, and it was always John McCain. Anyway, so big up Sarah Palin. this week. That's my love for her. Thank you for bringing it up. I forgot. But
Can I
I
just
geeked
ask,
out.
am I the only one here that didn't know what Nacera was until recently? Did everyone here know what Nacera
knew-
was?
I
was
had to
new to
go
me.
look it up.
I watched the documentary because I was talking with Sean Chris about some documentary we were watching. He kept bringing up Nacera. I was like, the hell is this? And I went and found it, and it blew my mind. I had absolutely no idea that the same rhetoric and the same promise, like these anonymous promises, had been going on for so long. Because Nacera goes into right after 9/11, and it was a bunch of like ex-Mormons, like people that had left the Mormon church, and they're the ones that started Nacera, right?
Well, I think it's like an 1871 thing that came out, and it's like because of everything, all the bullshit going on, and it was like a national economics, like pretty much balancing, and then Jasara is global. A lot of people that is not a Q thing. It's crazy that it always gets linked on to being a
Well,
Q
it
thing.
predates Q by what, 2 or 3 decades?
Yeah, but even like in the world, I feel like there's some conspiracies that just get tacked onto Q all the time, and this is one of them where people are like, "Oh, Nassar Jassara," like that has nothing to do with Q. I don't think it's brought up in the Q drops at all.
Well,
And,
what I immediately identified, because I hadn't heard of it before, and no one was telling me, "Oh, this is connected to Q." The thing that snapped for me was the discussion about in Q. It's like, all of the politicians that are crooked, they've already got sealed indictments, they've already been found guilty, and we're just waiting. We're waiting for like the white hat somewhere to flip a switch, and then instantaneously, all across the board, everyone goes directly to jail if they haven't already. And right now they're being played by a body double because they actually got, killed at Gitmo or whatever in a military tribunal. But like that idea that everything's already fixed. Don't worry. We've fixed everything. Everyone's going to be held accounted for. You just got to sit back and wait, and it's going to happen any day now. And that is what I remember getting the most from Q, which kind of irritated me a little bit when it was first coming out. Was this whole like TikTok? Don't worry. Like trust the plan, and it just felt like someone kicking the ball down the field over and over again in the critical way, right? But that was the exact thing that I was getting from the Sarah as I was watching it, except it wasn't military tribunals and sealed indictments. It was like, hey, the balance has been paid. There's a check with $1 million with your name on it, and it's going to be in the mail any second now. Just trust the plan.
well, different than Jassara, there's another version of that that your social security number is worth like millions of dollars.
Yep.
That it's like
the
this
Jordan Maxwell sovereign citizen area.
Yeah, it's kind of the same version of that thing, and that I put it in there specifically because I always hear people bring it up as if that is some kind of golden ticket for everybody and we're all going to get some form of reparations, when in reality, and people that are conservative are like, that's socialistic as shit. Like a lot of people that are uber conservative, they're like, everybody getting this equal amount of money is bullshit. Like, if you've been paying off your house and student loans, what's student loans disappearing tomorrow mean to you?
Or
It's
if you passed like 6th grade math, you also realize that it wouldn't work like that.
And so in Alaska specifically, they have permanent financial dividends that they've had forever because the citizens of Alaska get paid out in the oil. And Sarah Palin does this amazing job of explaining that all the commodities are ours. These companies lease the land from us to pump it and sell it, so we get a percent always. And this isn't just oil. This is every mineral. This is wood. This is if your state has oranges or apples or peaches or limes, whatever that shit is. But then also, it's technology. The university of every one of your colleges has created something that a corporation has made billions off of that your state hasn't gotten to reap any of the benefits. So when you really read what Sarah Palin's saying, and it's kind of the most conservative idea, this is where it switches off this social, the land is yours. If you're a citizen of a state, that is your state. What's federal is a whole different thing. I think we always get lost in this wish-wash of like, oh, at the top, nothing matters. And then like your kids are in a school board and you don't know one person's name. You don't know the mayor of your town, but you know the leader of Russia. That kind of shit to me blows my mind. And so the idea that a place like Alaska that you have to be you have to know how to live off the land to be able to survive there in the most part. So it's like the people that are most sovereign, this is their shit. And so your state has that shit too. And that's what I love that Sarah Palin with her drill baby drill or mine baby mine or put a data center here, but everything that comes out of that, a percentage goes to the people of this state. It doesn't go to some business somewhere. And so even Donald Trump with TikTok percentage, Dell computer percentage, all these companies that we've been bailing out, whether they've been American banks or American car companies, percentage of those companies are ours. They never have been. We keep eating shit. And one of the things I love about her is like she's calling it out. It's your shit. It's your grandfather's shit. It's your great grandfather's shit. And where people are like, oh, well, somebody stole land from somebody else's land and blah, blah, blah. They have their own land. They got paid. And if only one fucking person is benefiting from the casino, that's something they need to fucking take care of. So it's just like there are rules that are set in place. We just stopped fighting for those rules and we just let these corporations, and even worse than corporations now, we've let corporations out of our country come in and take these commodities from us. And that's where I like big up Sarah Palin because it's like, those are yours. You're not getting a bit bone, the same as your parents aren't getting some kind of socialism from Social Security. Your parents are never going to get paid back what they put into that fucking loser thing that isn't like that bullshit. They're not even getting paid what they put in. So I'm like, that's not socialism. That's bad banking with a shitty like tax rate and a shitty interest rate, and they're not getting paid the interest for their money being used for 40 years. Wild. Anyways, that's my rant. That's my Alaskan rant.
I want to say this. We at the Secret Society of Good Guys nominate Sarah Palin for president and Chaney. I'm going to clip that and I'm going to make a cool video and I'm going to tag Sarah Palin in it so she can hear it.
I'm into it.
I'm going to do it.
We have good songs
She
for
needs
her
to hear
already.
this.
We've already created.
Yeah, she needs to hear this.
But I just think here's the other thing, totally off topic. I myself don't have children, but I have so many kids in my life that I love. One of the things about Sarah Palin, all of us looking back with our little Jon Stewart Comedy Central brains, think of how they mocked her for just being a good mom and taking care of all her kids. They mocked her for having a Down syndrome kid when she just kept all her kids.
She's like, fuck it, I love it.
What?
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, like how crazy is that?
Because, I mean, if you read between the lines, the ridicule is like, hey, we're living in the 21st century. You're supposed to murk that thing while it's still a clump, right?
Yeah.
And if you see it through, then you're basically a bumpkin. You're too dumb. You probably banged your brother, your cousin, and that's why it happened, because you're such a bumpkin.
Well, that's what they all did about her daughter. They were like, oh, her daughter, like maybe her daughter was 20 and got knocked, and everyone's like, oh, her daughter got knocked. Well, she didn't
It's
get
like,
an
how
abortion.
many of you does that happen to? Come on. Like,
Yeah, she didn't get rid of her kid. Like, they obviously have some family values there. And this is the number one thing, too. You can fucking see Russia from Alaska, and think of how they mock that bitch. Think of how they mocked that bitch. Like, if she said that shit right now, do you know how many flat earthers would be Sarah Palin? It's so
Shout
funny.
out Meors. Thanks for the golden shit with 10. What are they called? 10
Jewels.
10 jewels. Yeah. Thanks for the 10 jewels. Shout out.
Golden Shit Club. Mm-hmm. Anyways, that was the Sarah Palin segment. That took way longer than I thought, but
It needed to be
timeline
said.
are-
remind everyone too, you announced all this. You're like, I'm flirting with Sarah Palin. I'm gonna get her to do this. And then so when Chaney shared this tweet with us in our little, text thread, Thomas said, holy shit, I believe in magic now.
It's just funny how I remember you specifically, you're like, you know what? One of the spells I'm casting this year, and it was like a few months ago. You're like, I'm going to get Sarah Palin to retweet me. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah.
I wish I knew what episode that was in because you straight up said it.
She's going to be on her campaign. Like
sometimes you have to.
She's Russia from Alaska
for your own like playtime with the timeline. Sometimes you have to pick somebody more random. It's like my brain is always like Britney, and I'm like, no, go further away from the zeitgeist than this. Like if you can pull somebody from so far off, then it validates it to you of like, oh, we can like everything. It's just malleable. And we're under this impression that everything is so on rails, but I just don't think it is. Sarah Palin was probably like, why do I keep thinking of Ellen? Like, 'cause she has no relation to me. She
So
doesn't
who's
know.
next? I feel like you have to announce the next one now.
I don't know. Maybe we'll decide before the end.
Murkowski. Let's get Murkowski to retweet you.
She's gonna DM Chaney. That's the next move.
How dare you? Murkowski's gonna DM Chaney and be like, "You have no idea what you're up against."
Yeah, you don't know what can of worms
No.
you just opened.
No, what's her name? Sarah Palin is gonna DM you personally, and she's gonna be like, "Hey, I love your stuff," and she's gonna ask you a bunch of questions, and y'all are gonna link up, and then you're gonna do this face to face.
She could do her
kind
show.
of thing.
Like she could just show up and get on mic. And I also feel like I could get Sarah fun guests. Like they'd be entertaining. I think she'd talk about medicine stuff with Fauci. Like the amount of fringe conspiracy I could lean her into. I could get Thomas on there and he'd just bring up adrenochrome as one word and giving her this whole other diatribe about MK Ultra.
I would be respectful and I would say an adrenaline derivative.
Oh, see, I think we could like really make her.
Speaking of that, I sent Chaney on X a video. Apparently, it's a particular type of soup that people eat in
Yellow soup?
No, svratsapa, and it's literally a Swedish soup, and it's made with pig's blood or goose blood. But in this particular video, it's very interesting. You guys need to see it.
Are you going to show us something gross?
Not really gross, but like okay, you'll see.
Well, just biblically speaking, that's the one thing in the New Testament that is still like not allowed as
What
far
is?
as food goes.
Pig blood?
You're not allowed to
This
eat an
video is
animal's life's
very
blood.
interesting.
You can eat all the unclean animals of the Old Testament now, but you cannot eat the blood.
Okay, it'll blow up in 1 second.
Okay.
Blink. Wait. What is happening?
Doesn't
Oh,
wanna-
I didn't want to save it. Just blow up.
Were those people's blood that they're eating?
Yeah, and it's a soup with other things in it, and they're look.
Hold on. I don't even know why it's not pausing or nothing. Let me get out of here.
In 2002, there was someone
Message
at my...
can't be. You have to repost it because when I open my messages, it opens up all my messages, and I don't know what people are writing to me. I don't know what's going on in there. So
I'm guessing this is some kind of elite version of that soup because they're literally putting human blood in there, and it's goose blood and or pig's blood
pull it up again.
with what else is in there? Served at the first course of St. Martin's Eve goose dinner. It's a thick reddish black soup with a sweet, sour, and spicy flavor, often accompanied by potatoes, prunes, and sausages. What is St. Martin's Eve goose dinner? Let me see that.
Hold on. I figured out another
St.
way.
Martin's
I just
Eve, celebrated
downloaded
on
it.
November 10th, is the evening before St. Martin's
I'm going to
Day.
just take a wild guess and say Catholics mixed with Babylonian tradition. I'm probably wrong, but that's usually what I assume from the beginning.
It marks the historic end of the harvest, the start of winter, and the traditional feasts across Europe.
I do. When I was, this was like 2002, someone on my military base got court-martialed because they were making blood sausage out of their own blood and eating it.
What the fuck?
Well, okay, the origins come from a Roman soldier who was baptized as an adult and he became a bishop in Gaul. He is best known for the legend whereby he cut his cloak in half with his sword to give half up to a beggar who was dressed only in rags. I guess that's where he came from. The night Martin had a vision of Jesus Christ wearing the half cloak. That's what it represents. But what does blood have to do with anything? How does that tie that to that?
I feel like it's just an excuse. It's like, hey,
Yeah, I was
you guys
like,
are eating
well, we're
blood.
just gonna
It's,
do it on
St.
this
Martin's, you know.
day.
Okay. Weird. And it's
Sorry,
in
I'll
Sweden?
try to pull it up.
Isn't that where CERN is? Or no? No,
Switzerland,
Switzerland.
I mean,
Geneva.
why would people eat it? I think clearly it's because it's a continuation of a much older ritual, and it's just like, this was my grandma's recipe. Well, guess what? Her grandma also had a grandma's recipe, and that grandma had a grandma's. And at a certain point, it was like, yeah, we just eat babies.
Well, I was
Pretty
doing
much.
research on
Yeah.
Orpah, and like Oprah admitted in some interview that her name was supposed to be Orpah, and that is like an ancient Israeli god that is like with Baal that you sacrifice children to. And that's who not the god, sorry. Orpah is somebody in the Bible, and she turned her back on the true God and went back with her people to worship Baal and other like child sacrificing gods. So it's just weird that that is Oprah's
And it's
namesake.
spelled, yeah.
It's just like
Well,
two
right,
letters
Bible.
mixed.
So
From
It was like the ultimate sign of humility too, though, right? Like, I'm willing to give you the most precious thing that I have, but more so than any material possession. And that was supposed to be the original like incentive for doing something like that. I don't know if it was based out of like, we're a bunch of degenerates and we just want to celebrate demons, and like it was basically like my God, I am so like humble before you that the best thing that you've ever given me, I'm willing to give it right back to you, just to show, like, I don't know if I agree with the logic, but I think that that was supposed to be the premise.
that's crazy.
It was like Orpah and her sister-in-law Ruth wished to go to Judea with Naomi. However, Naomi tried to persuade both Ruth and Orpah to return to their people and to their old gods. Ruth chose to remain with Naomi, but Orpah chose to return to her old gods.
This whole idea of like egregores and these creation of gods that I think we've created, like how many gods have there been in total in the past, I don't know, 4,000, 6,000 years? Like it comes to a point where like the only way these gods can exist is because we exist. Without our existence, these gods don't exist. So it's like, who's the god? Because without us, like the history of these gods can't be. You know what I'm saying? They can't be. They can't exist. So in a sense, we have the power by creating these gods or these ideas and these egregores because we're creating them.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I
that's
think maybe
one.
the names that we give them and like the personality and the traits we give them.
Yeah.
But I like there's an analogy that people think that they're like these individuals, but if you imagine, this is like really simplified version, but like if there was like a big human style god and he just stuck his fingers in through the clouds, like each of those fingers would look at each other and be like, oh, we're different people. Like, who are you? Who are you? Not realizing they're just like the fingertips of this, you know, a huge god. So in that regard, the fingers don't have to worship God for God to exist. In fact, God could cut off all of his fingers if he wanted to, and he would still exist.
It's just wild.
But also like that idea of Zeus, like in that show Chaos, or just they all the gods needed the people's energy, like to exist at all. And
Just like an egregore.
Zeus was like the top god. Everyone knew it, even though they could also worship all these other gods. Zeus had to exist in the pantheon of their practices, so he got everybody's existence. And that is where I think even just the idea, this, like not even a religious thing, the philosophy of Jesus, he comes down and is like, don't give any of these gods energy anymore. Like they don't exist. Like none of them are real. And like if you took away that, if there was actually like Nephilim spirits or these kind of ancient deities that required our Lucian energy to exist, think of how powerful it would be for a guy to come down and say, everything you ever did wrong, everything that you're fated by these gods that they're telling you you don't have to do that anymore. I'm going to die on this cross and I'm going to pay all your debt forever. So you're never fated to any of this shit anymore. And that's kind of what I feel like the story of Jesus in like a layman's terms, if you're to put it as him, a God versus other gods in like a Superman type story, he was like, fuck those other gods. And like, and put, if the Trinity doesn't come along till later where people start talking Holy Ghost and Spirit, and like it is talked about in the Bible, but as far as it being this Trinity thing isn't a thing until the Council of Constantine. I think. I could be
Yeah,
wrong. I
it's
always
just
get Nicaea and Constantine mixed up.
in Genesis, like God calls himself like we though. So that's where the thing comes from. It's like when he's doing creation, I forget exactly what he says, but instead of saying like it is good or I did this or whatever, it's we. And so the pronoun is kind of like weird because it's plural.
But that's where people include, like the New Testament's obviously a way newer book. So they included a son instead of we being a mother and a father.
Yeah.
They made the we a son later on. So it was father, son.
They brought out all the women.
But like biblically, God is a they, them.
He is, yes. They are.
So maybe transitioning is really just trying to get closer to God.
The All Father.
Well, here's the thing. I think the thing to get closer to God is like literally this. It's like we're doing all of that. It's this.
Well, but alchemy, like when you're doing the whole alchemical process and you're trying to create the rubedo child or whatever, like you're trying to like turn from Negrado or whatever, like from lead to gold, the alchemical process, like eventually when you create the Philosopher's Stone, it is like the marrying of your masculine and feminine. And so it is considered like hermaphrodite.
But that is just like one idea of it. Because another idea is that your entire lifetime, like the second you're born, you're in your masculine. And the second you die, you're back in your feminine. And so everything that's spiritual about you and your faith is your feminine. And everything that you do in this physical realm is your masculine. And so your real Philosopher's Stone is like, and that's where people always get like us being male and female, like, oh, this is feminine and masculine. But spiritually, like I think Ben Balderson, he's like, everything spiritual is feminine. Everything. Yeah. And like that part of you, like that's why birth and death and like that stuff, that's all feminine. And I could be getting it wrong. He probably explained it way better.
No, well, but also is we create the being, so it's technically both. Like matter, the whole like the matrix of it all. That's what it is. It's that. It's the void and the matter. But the male is something. It's part of the matter, just different, like a different structure.
Well, it's supposed to be the active force versus the passive force, or the receptive force, or the generative force. Like it's the one that sets things in motion, but it's not necessarily the thing that gestates and like, nurtures the thing that just got set in motion.
Yeah, because we like technically now what they're finding out is like the women have the mitochondrial DNA, and that's the structure that you need for the matter of the baby to be whole. Right?
I think that's actually a really interesting coincidence, maybe not coincidence, but if you use genetics, you would like you're talking about the mitochondrial DNA, which is essentially tracing the line of mothers, and that's how we do genetic tracing, and that you can't necessarily do it as easily or at all with the male side of things. So then it's like maybe and this is the coincidental part, maybe, that taking the male's last name is the only real way to pass down like a record of where they came from, because you can't even do it easily enough with DNA, or at least with the mitochondrial DNA.
Yeah, it's like almost the male line disappears when you just go through the route of the woman. Like the male line doesn't matter almost.
Well,
And
you
that's
know what
not the case.
I was thinking about the Maury Povich show the other day. You know, like the women who are like, they've tested like 40 fucking men, like, not the father, not the father. And like, they're up there just crying. I'm like, how many of these, like, what if, like, your theory that men aren't even fucking necessary? What if that really is a thing? And all these women who are because how could you possibly sit with that many men in like a freaking
That
tiny
time
little window
span.
like that? Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
and
Well, the
then they're
Broncos
just getting
won
slut
that
shamed.
that
Maybe they
week.
just did immaculate conception. They're like, fuck it.
Oh,
There's
dude, you
there's
never know.
There's a Joe, the same guy that wrote the Secrets of Masonry in the 1800s. This guy Leo Taxel, like this big expose. He had another one called the Idiot's Bible because he was like an atheist. So, but it was funny because there's this one section where Joseph comes home and he's looking at Mary, and Mary's like pregnant. And he's like, "What the hell, Mary?" And she's pointing to the dove because it's supposed to be like the dove that came down from heaven, like, And he's like, "Really, Mary, the dove?" Like, I don't know. I thought it
The
was
Holy
funny.
Spirit that came over her came.
It is curious that it's a dove in that story as like a representation, and then we have Zeus transform into a swan and then rape. Like that is curious, but Zeus rapes and then the dove just comes over. Which
Well,
seems
yeah,
like,
but
do you want me to get you a towel?
I mean, just even that word, verbiage, like the Holy Spirit came over her.
And also, we don't really get the part where the dove consummates with Mary, so we don't really know. In the animal kingdom, most sex is rape.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
a lot of the time. I think there's something even like if all of us are inside our grandmothers, all of us, like we're all in utero, because it wouldn't matter. Like, let's say the theory is true that we're mostly egg. Then all of us are inside our grandmothers mostly. Like we're getting all this other information from her, maybe trauma from her and good stuff, listening to songs. Who knows what shit sinks into a little egg before it. But the sperm has to attach us to the now. There has to be something so valuable about it because it actually does create a spark of light. Like it is that moment that create, like once that first cell separates is what creates that. I think they say it's calcium,
Zinc?
but zinc,
Zinc
calcium, but
Yeah.
it's a pop of light. So there must be something of like spiritual you, let's say spiritual egg you, like that's you in the ethereal all the time, just doing your thing, but your anchor to the now is that sperm. That's what gives you the light into the present being. Like otherwise you're just, and then I kind of can get this concept that you in the spirit is all feminine and it's the sperm that brings you into the present and makes you in flesh and masculine. And it's not about like just your sex, obviously, but it just seems like living life compared to, let's say there is an ethereal energy world. Doesn't it seem like this is way masculine compared to that?
Oh, absolutely. Because it's about doing,
Well,
Yeah, it's
because
sweaty.
the whole process you just described, that's when like the male energy comes up and it's like, all right, time to stop like loafing around. Let's get out there and get to work. Like that's kind of what that entire process entails. Get
Get
a
up.
job.
Stop laying around. Get to work. I don't know. It's just so. But then if you're a little egg, this is where it would get next level. Your little egg, if you're powerful and you're like the egg out of the 500,000 eggs that's deciding to be born and you get to decide on what sperm goes into you, then could you be powerful enough to release a chemical that makes your mom attracted to who is supposed to be your father?
that's what I always found kind of weird because my daughter, when she was like, like almost 3 years old, she was taking a nap and she woke up, she looked at her and she goes, I chose you. And he held that over my head forever. And I was kind of pissed off about it. And I was like, but yeah.
Are you
maybe.
asking like hormonal wise? Does our hormones know if we're picking?
The egg inside of you is picking.
Like what
Okay.
came first,
Oh,
the
that
chicken or
that
the
motherfucker
egg?
would
That
be
whole
my daddy.
concept.
Okay.
Yeah, like what came first, like Layla or the egg in Layla that picked the man?
Yeah.
Like, what
Oh
if
shit.
the egg is so specific? Like, Layla had to be born or Thomas had to be born. So, the egg that is Thomas, because look at all these little weird things we know. Like, female sperm stays inside alive longer, but male sperm's faster. Like, even just at the small end. And then they say, like, more females come from guys with smaller dicks. Or more, like, they have these little weird things that they do. But what if none of that matters at all? You actually like had to have your dad be your dad. And
I
so
like thinking about the Mari that Abbie brought up, because like what, like her egg was like, I want that guy. Wait, never mind. I want that guy. Wait, never mind. I want that guy.
yeah.
I was like, let's just have them all.
Can I get a sample spoon?
Come here,
Well,
daddy.
if you got
Daddy.
some
Oh, maybe
DNA,
that's why the women call them daddy when they're.
yeah, they're already like, I'm freezing the sperm.
Your body probably does things. I mean, like, not to get graphic, but like when girls, like, there's something happening, like the scent of a man, just things happen to a woman, like they start leaking and stuff, and it's just like signs are there. And when you're not, it's not there. Isn't that it? Or is that just an attraction thing?
Or you
Because
could
that's
think
a
some
chemical
type,
reaction, no?
you could have a type that you're like, I like guys with dark hair and light eyes and thick. You could have a type, but then you're around some dude, and whatever your guys' chemistry is together, he's not your type at all. But you're like,
Damn.
Yeah.
like you're
Yeah.
prowl. You're on the prowl. Like everything about you changes when you're not around them anymore. You start to dress different and think about them and put on this air. Like you're actually start to put out energy about this person that isn't your type, not in your wheelhouse, no one you were attracted to. What if the egg that's inside you is like, okay, I'm ready to be born and this is my daddy? And so it's
Yeah.
not even you talking saying daddy, like Abbie's
It's
saying.
the-
It's
the
actually
voice
egg being
within.
like,
Oh,
hi,
daddy.
daddy.
I almost like thought of the idea, like, for us women and that voice that we like listen to in our head. It kind of makes me think, is it the inner me's that are supposed to like come onto this earth that like sometimes will throw you like a, you're so stupid, what are you doing that for? Like
Like,
those
look
little
who's talking. That was actually a much
it
deeper
was probably the
movie.
mitochondrial DNA line that I have in me waiting to like, hey, maybe not. Sometimes I'm like, they don't ask to be here, so maybe I'm
Well,
doing.
you hear stories of people all the time too, where they were like, the worst love of my life, where they're in like a horrible relationship for 4 years, and they're like, we had sex every way but Tuesday, and I couldn't get pregnant to save my life, and then I met this idiot yesterday, and I'm knocked, and that becomes a whole different story. But it's like, what if it's not? There's people all the time that they're like, I can't have kids, and then they get with another partner, and then they have kids.
Oof.
Your body's like, your eggs are like, no.
But the
fuck no.
fallopian tubes, dude, they're like these things that just dance inside of the fucking it. The fallopian tubes are part of like the process of choosing the sperm. You know that, right? They're like these alien tentacles. It's so wild when you like the new studies that they found about it. It's so wild. And they link
look
it
up
to
the process now.
I forgot what ancient, like, oh man, ancient text and drawing of this, like, representation of what the vagina is and how it's exactly the same. I have to find the video. It's so fascinating. But literally, the fallopian tubes are the cherubim on top of the two cherubim that are on top of this structure. I forgot what it's called,
Is
but I
this
think it's
fallopian tubes?
I mean, could be. They are like snakes. They do this like weird dance. It's just like
This becomes a whole new
It's
dig for the next 6
fascinating.
months. You guys have to deal with us going through every symbolism finding fallopian tubes. This is how it works, right?
Yeah.
You just fall obsessed with one thing and then you see it everywhere. But it kind of is weird.
hold on. I gotta show you guys because it's fascinating.
And real quick, hi Summer.
Hi, Summer.
Hi. I was like,
Hi.
I really join while they're talking about pum pum. I was like, pum pum and fallopian tubes. What did I get into?
Big
And
ups,
we-
big
Funny.
ups.
Big ups, big ups. I love this song title. I've been singing it the whole time, so I haven't even thought about fallopian tubes.
Go
I've been
ahead.
No, I
What
have
part?
to?
Yeah.
No, all of it. I wanted to rewrite one for Layla, but I haven't gotten there yet.
It does seem like Layla's name should be in it when you say Lola,
Right?
and it should
Her name
automatically
was
be Layla.
Layla. She was a
Whatever it
trooper.
is, I need it. I had
Right?
a week,
Like
y'all.
what she does.
Keep going.
Oh,
Go,
I
go
don't
again.
have the. I only have the original lyrics in my head though. You
Mm.
know, her name was Lola. She was a showgirl with yellow feathers in her hair and a dress cut down to there. She would merengue and do the cha-cha. And while she tried to be a star, Tony always tended bar across the crowded floor. They worked from 8 till 4. They were young and they had each other. Who
Who
could
could
ask
ask
for
for
more
more?
at the Copacabana, the hottest spot north of Havana? Here at the Copacabana, music and passion were always in fashion at the Copa.
They were in love.
I feel like Summer has this like photographic memory for
His
songs.
name was
Maybe just for
Rico.
everything. I don't know.
He wore a diamond. He was escorted to his chair. He saw Layla dancing there. And when she finished, he called her over. But Rico went a bit too far. Tony sailed across the bar. And then the punches flew. And chairs were smashed in two. There was blood and a single gunshot. But just who shot who? It's our whole story. I love storytelling songs like that. Sorry,
I
Abby,
fucking
but
love
you were
you.
making me like
No,
blush
that
with
was Nimrod a
my
little,
memories.
and we had to let you
Little,
finish.
he came in on
Yeah.
the 51.
It was good. It was a good one. My favorite story song of all time is Hurricane by Bob Dylan. You know the one about the boxer? That's the story of the hurricane. The man authorities came to blame for something that he's never done. Anyways, it's like a 10-minute song.
No, I
and it's a
don't
whole
know.
story about a boxer who was framed for robbing a bar.
Are you doing story songs? I guess Boy Named Sue, I think, is probably
Oh,
one of my
that's a good
favorites.
one. Or
That's a good
Slick
one.
Rick. You know, Thomas, I learned all of these memory songs from working at Devaney's at Day Bar and people playing the jukebox all day. That's where all of them are just stuck into my head.
Slick Rick by far one of the best ones. I mean,
100%.
if I was trying to be more mainstream, but also there's a really great album by someone you would never expect. Sticky Fingers from Onyx had the Ballad of Kirk Jones, which was a really good story album right behind Prince Paul, Prince Among Thieves.
Ooh, Ballad of Chasey Lane. You remember that one? What's that?
I remember that.
I was thinking like Thunder Rolls, like good old Garth Brooks.
Big ups,
He had a
big
lot of good
ups.
story songs like
I
that.
told you guys we were gonna summon a demon tonight, and look what just happened.
Ooh.
Don't Copacabana around here for too long and not expect Alan Marcus to jump on. What's your favorite story song, Alan Marcus?
Sling Bang Boom.
I don't know that one.
It's about the story of David and Goliath.
Oh, that's a good name for it, though.
Oh, Bing Bang Boom.
Sling
Swing.
Bang Boom.
You know we're going to look that up.
I'm going to look that up, and Summer will be singing that to us next week.
Yes. We like her summer serenades.
You guys, in the current events section of the world, what's been happening besides Sarah Palin?
I rely on you guys to tell me every Friday.
What's happening
haven't-
with her in Alaska?
I haven't been in tune. I've been I had a lot of shit happen this week.
Yeah.
A tree
I've
fell on
been-
my house.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, I forgot that
My
happened.
house is good. My house is good, thank God.
Get it out of the way now. I feel like something that's been in my zeitgeist. It's like my dad always had all these sayings. And one of the things that he would always say after certain things is, well, that's a cheap lesson. It would be like stuff that would make you crazy, but it would be something that might cost you $500 today, but could have cost you life a year from now. And
Yeah.
so no matter what it is of that kind of thing, my dad would always say, well, that's a cheap lesson. And so in that way, if you came out and your house is okay and the branch is down, the cheap lesson of it would be, oh, in storm season, now that branch ain't coming on your house. Like, take it
And
now.
also check the other trees. Pay
Yeah,
attention to
like,
those.
oh, maybe we
Trim
need
the
to
other
trim it.
ones. It's a warning. So that's what we're doing now. Because fuck that. Mm-mm.
Yeah, at least they're not falling when there's a hurricane going on outside and like you know, hurricane force winds too. But I'm glad you're
Mm-hmm.
okay. That does kind of suck though, because it does rain much.
One kind of funny thing I
Bye
just
bye,
realized,
Magnolia.
shout out to the TEDs on Tuesday, where you can find Alan Marcus on Tuesday nights with Benjamin Balderson and Steve from AM Wake Up and Jim Maiden from the Spiders. And I hang out with them at like midnight after on their after show. There was a reason I brought it up just now, and I totally spaced because I'm smoked a whole joint. I'll remember in a minute though. Go on. Carry on, everyone. Carry on. Oh shit.
I've been out of the loop, honestly. What's going on with this, like, Israel passed the bill, this and that, military, this, that, the whole spiel. Have you guys been listening to that?
We don't really
Congress
do
passed some bill.
countries.
The one about the
NDAA,
American Army
216?
being like combined with the Israeli army. That one.
Something like that. I don't think
Tech.
it's like that. I think it's like something about sharing intelligence or something. I don't know.
Intelligence and technology.
Yeah.
And I feel like
I don't
it's
think
section
it's-
216 of like an NDAA. I think like something. I don't know why.
And they do this
216
shit
is
every
sticking
year,
with me.
apparently. It's not like this is the first time they did anything like this. They do it every year, apparently.
It's just the military budget. It goes up every year. We spend more and more.
No, but I feel like this one section of it is to link with Israel. And one thing that I do kind of like about it is because it wasn't supposed to be in the Save America Act. Is that what it's called? And they like mix these two things together in Congress before it goes to the Senate. They've added this other thing to it about Israel. So then all these people come out, Democrats and Republicans, like tons of them, and they all are like for it. And I feel like Lauren Boebert, I don't know why she's sticking out. She came out and gave this whole speech of like, oh, I didn't know the vote was on time and I missed this whole thing. And like, she looks like a dipshit because she was just with Massey talking about Israel taking over everything. And then, oh, I just didn't know. They did it early. Like, I don't even know what she said about the vote.
Well,
But
I just
think
want to
it
watch
passed.
what we say about it because there's a lot of like bullshit that people are throwing out, like, oh, our armies are joining. I don't think it's that. There's people are just throwing out conspiracies because they see the word Israel and they're sharing something. I have to look at the bill and like really get the deets, but I don't think it's what we think it is. But anyway,
The 216, I think, comes from the vote because the vote was 216 to 212. So maybe they're just nicknaming it the 216.
219, section 219 of the
Okay.
NDAA.
But yeah,
It's-
but what are the odds? 216 is how much people voted
Oh,
for that made it
it says
pass.
formerly referred to in an earlier legislation stages or alternative numbering around section 216 to 224. And so now it's section 219. It used to be a bigger block of the U.S. National Defense Authorization Act alongside the Military Tactical Data Network, Link 16. The U.S. House of Representatives recently passed the fiscal year 2027 of the bill narrowed, blah, blah, blah. Then 216 is the vote to Summer. And it's keeping the contingency provisions of U.S.-Israeli military technology integration. So, like Layla's
It's
saying,
been that.
it's not a brand new thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
they're
law
just
is let's keep
continuing
doing
it.
more of what we're doing.
Yeah.
But I do think all of this stuff, even if a bunch of conspiracy theorists come out and say the wrong shit, this is why you have to look shit up yourself.
Yeah.
Look up a bunch of sources. No matter how much you love somebody, like if it feels really good, look it up and validate it more to yourself so you have more ammunition to go forward with.
Yeah.
But I do think that at least people are paying attention in a way that people didn't even know this shit happened. They didn't even know Congress was different than the Senate 4 years ago. I feel like the amount of people are getting an American government education is so important. And so I pay attention to it. I don't know what's going on, but like you're saying, every day I've seen like a rung of new shit that I'm like, I looked it up. I thought it didn't pass. And then today it passed. I thought it did pass.
Yeah.
And today it didn't pass. And so
It's just
I
a
don't know.
lot of
Mandela,
Yeah.
CERN, how dare you, CERN?
I mean,
Here's what Cake says. See,
I
these
don't
are
stress
extra
it
parts that
at
could
all
be.
anymore.
If CERN is
I'm
off
so out of the politics.
and the CERN is off and Mercury's out of retrograde, what are people going to blame everything on right now? The moon, the poor moon has to take it all.
Their fathers,
Well,
obviously.
the pre-moon is kind of little loony, man. It's a little lunaticish. It ticks you, you know.
Or
Today
new
I
moon
saw it. It was
expo.
320 covers, and I thought everybody was on something. Like, yo, are y'all all right? Are you guys not self-aware? Like, what is wrong with everybody? Like, it was a night. There's something in the air.
Must
Something in
be
the
something
air.
in the
It's Sahara
morning.
dust. Has that reached you guys in Florida yet? It's awful here, man.
The what
It's like
dust?
Sahara dust.
Not
So
that I
like
know of.
Jamaica,
Oh, that
apparently
again?
we're under El Nino and Sahara dust, but it should be hitting Florida. It's like this band
Jesus.
of
That
dust
again?
flying across the whole equator.
First they're sending the people, and now they're actually sending the environment over to like what keep all
Freaking
the
dust. Like, how the heck
Saharan
does African
refugees.
dust reach us and not
Like,
like drop into the water? No, but it's really, really bad. Like, you should see like my fan and stuff. Like, it's covered in dust, and like you have to wear goggles. People have to stay inside. Like,
That ain't
and
no
it's
Sahara
nasty.
dust, y'all.
I
And it
remember what I
smells
was
like
gonna
the
say.
smoke from the wildfires, but it's not like when we get smoke,
hmm.
it's like ashy. But this is definitely the dust. You can see the residue. So
When I go hang
That's
out with Alan
something
Marcus,
smart
he's like
dust
kind of
shit.
Abbie. Like when on Secret Society of Good Guys, most of the time, it's like we're all in the tropics, and then Abby's in Oklahoma. And on for Alan Marcus, everyone on his podcast is on the west coast of the country. It's surprising to me. Like everyone that comes on, they're in like California, Oregon, Washington. Except him, he's not in the west coast of the country. So he's like Abby on the Good Guys. But I was thinking of the comparison with even Summer here. She's in
Minnesota.
Jamaica, but it's almost Florida.
Yeah.
When we're talking
Literally,
about the
same
weather.
time
oh, it's
zone.
totally Florida. We were connected once. So.
It's just so wild. But anyways, that was so off topic in my stoner brain. But I'm like, oh, I remember it was Summer talking about the weather again.
One more off-topic thing, but I've been on the rabbit hole. Do you guys know that star fruit? You know the fruit that you cut and it looks like a star?
Yeah, I love
Like
those.
they just and they apparently they only discovered this in 2013, but it's the only fruit. It's called the carambola, but it has a toxin called caramboxin. And if you have kidney problems, or even if you are healthy and eat too much of it, it causes kidney failure, and it like causes kidney stones and stuff. And then they found out like that was the common source of all of these kidney patients across the US. They did all of this data collection, and then now with AI they can put it in and track what the connection was, and they were killing all the kidney patients by giving them starfruit, guys. That's
Oh
so weird.
shit.
I've never heard of like a toxic fruit.
I had a starfruit tree in my backyard growing up in Florida, and I mean, used to eat it all the time.
Yeah, we didn't have a tree, but I love this fruit. Maybe
But
that's
if
why I
your
have kidney
urine, if you
problems
can't
now.
pass it, like if you're on dialysis, bad for you. And then it mixes with something else and it causes kidney stones. So if
Holy
anyone has
shit.
had kidney stones, that might be the root cause. I
Are we
feel
sure
bad.
this isn't a big Mountain Dew saying let's blame a natural thing
Ooh.
Oh
instead?
my gosh. Mountain Dew. We don't have Mountain Dew here, actually.
Probably the lettuce.
Yeah. Because I was getting into the Coca-Cola rebranding. They just finished the FIFA World Games and Coca-Cola hydration breaks. So everywhere else but the USA is doing this rebranding. And people have said the rebranding of the Coca-Cola to unify sort of the font set makes it look more cigarette brandish. So we have the addiction to the Coca-Cola, and kids can drink Coca-Cola and then they can smoke cigarettes. It's very addicting.
I think they were making cigarettes great again, though. Didn't they say people
Hell
who smoke
fucking
because of the
yeah. I'm so
nicotine?
happy about that
No,
shit.
I feel like people are so stressed. They said cigarette sales have gone up
Let's
so
make
much.
smoking great again.
I don't know. It's just the whole act. I think it's because when you sit and chat with someone, it's not like, I don't know. It used to be a whole thing when I was young. I'm not promoting
It
crime.
still is. It's a ritual. Like it's a whole like connection thing. Like, you know, you take out your cigarettes, you have your coffee, and you're like, you put your phone down and you're just in that vibe and you just, you know.
It's a pacifier or a breastfeeding mouth. Like there is a self-soothing with smoking cigarettes, like a hand mouth thing.
Yeah, oral fixation.
Yeah,
They
that
say it's
nothing
from a
else
child.
touches. That's the
yeah.
number one thing. Like your receptors and everything, it's out of your system in like 3 days. But your like of like needing to put some. This is why everyone gains weight.
If sucking down a parliament reminds you of your mom's nipples, you definitely were raised in West Virginia. I just got to say that.
What they're saying though,
Smoking
for real, if
Virginia
you didn't suck
Slims.
your finger or suck a pacifier or suck your finger or complete some cycle of your thing, and it causes that fixation. Like psychiatrists and stuff link it to that. And it is true, when you want to quit smoking, just cut like a pen or something and just hold something and do that action. But like,
I
do you
started
guys know if you
smoking.
had a pacifier?
I started smoking because I thought it was cool because the other girls I was with were smoking. Oh shit! It looks like a marble pack. Is that the new branding?
That looks dope, though.
Well,
Honestly, I want to drink a Coke.
That would be a great can, but that's not really the design.
I'd mow down a rainforest to get a can of that. I don't even know why I'm saying that. That's crazy.
Cowboys drink Coca-Cola. So all of the old nostalgic branding of cigarettes are now being used to market Coca-Cola. Apparently, is what people were saying, because of the font choice. It's just very tall, narrow, and then they have that red ribbon or the white ribbon. So they're trying to unify the brand across all of the regions, so you can go around the world and recognize Coke everywhere.
Yeah, those look like nods back to maybe like 1950s, 1940s. I can't wait till they get to the 1930s and start redoing the Fanta marketing campaigns.
What a Diet Coke. We're calling it fridge cigarettes, cold cigarettes.
Diet Coke is always called it. Fridge cigarettes.
Yep.
Like I almost am starting to think that Diet Coke could be one of the reasons people are not MK Ultra'd. Like every chick I know that drinks Diet Coke is on her shit. Like she knows shit. It's like anyone that's fallen for every single new beverage that's come out and new thing and new fad and they just keep MK Ultraing, where the Diet Coke chick just stayed with their Diet Coke. Everything got poisoned. Hers wasn't any more or less. They tried to blame everything on Diet Coke over the years, and all the bitches I know that drank Diet Coke, old ass ladies. Like,
well, and it's easier to say Diet Coke versus Coke Zero, whatever. And a lot of people think that it's about branding. The Diet Coke is supposed to be for women, and like the Zero is supposed to be. No, it's whether your palate has been sort of conditioned to like aspartame or sucralose. Like that's really what the two different brands are, and they do sort of like gender it and make it like it's something different. But it's literally, do you like aspartame or do you like sucralose or do you like stevia? And remember, there used to be a Coke Stevia, and people didn't like it, so they stopped making it. Coke Green or something.
Where the Diet Coke hits your senses and your taste buds and whatever is not necessarily in your sweet. But where the stevia and this other stuff hits it is like 100 times more sweet than sugar. So when people stop drinking that, what they start eating, everybody that goes to the stevia shit and all that stuff, they just gain weight like a fatty. But everybody that just stayed with their Diet Cokes and kept doing the drinking, smoking their parliaments, that bitch is still doing it. Maybe Diet Coke is it's the elixir. It's like pulling a piece of gum off the bottom of the desk and you're everywhere all at once.
I say that Norway can't have exciting marketing. It has to be in a plain black package. But I think, you get your cigarettes that are in all black and your Zyn package is all black. I think that might make it look more cool. And then have the death warning on it.
Well,
I used to buy them.
In that region that likes to wear black or anything and
black metal.
Celebrate death. No, it's not even a thing over there.
Yeah.
I forgot the brand I used to smoke.
Coca-Cola? Like, remember when they did the see-through, the clear-colored Pepsi? I remember Crystal Pepsi, but did they ever have a Crystal Coca-Cola? That you guys?
I think they did.
Yeah,
was it Pepsi or Coke?
Well, I just know too here in Jamaica, like our Pepsi has like way more sugar. It's either which I mix them up, but like if you weigh like a pallet of shipping container worth of Pepsis versus Coke, like one of them has like 200 or 300 pounds heavier because of the sugar in it. But then it's opposite in America. So my mom drinks Pepsi in Jamaica, but she drinks Coca-Cola in America. She says it tastes completely separate, but one of them is like full, like so much heavier.
I never plug, but you guys, if in the like bio of wherever you're watching this, I have a code for this. If you haven't tried it already, get a flavor of, don't get the plain salt. It tastes like semen. unless you're into that sort of thing. But that like watermelon's good, the orange is good, lemonade's awesome. They have Arnold Palmer. I am a Gatorade girl. I need certain beverages when I'm working outside in Florida this time of year, especially to replenish my salts. Gatorade's too sweet for me. This is so much better. So you can go to this company and get it. I think Abbie's gotten it too. It is so much better than all the other things, and you can just make it yourself, and it comes in little packets, but you'll get a free box for it, like a sample pack or something. If you hit that, it won't just give you just the box. It'll give you like a discount and like a sample pack of like lemonade and all the other flavors or something. But it is my favorite sports drink of those things. So anyway.
Yeah, because Gatorade is actually like the electrolytes in it aren't all that great when you look at it. But and I can tell you from being a bodybuilder and muscle cramps, like salt quality is not the same because shoot, I'd have muscle cramps so severe that like I'd be in tears and I'd have to leave the gym. I couldn't work out, and then it would hurt for days. But so it's like my coach would always ask, "Well, have you been eating salt?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure," because I salt the crap out of all my food with seasoned salt. Well, seasoned salt isn't the same as like salt, and then the table salt is not the same. And everyone's like swore by the Celtic sea salt. Still not that good. The pink salt was always the best, but the element stuff works really good.
Yeah, it's good. Even with regular water, like distilled,
Mhm.
not
It
distilled,
just tastes
mineral
good.
water, like, sometimes you'll chug so much water in a day in Florida, you just feel away and you don't even realize it's your salt. Anyways.
Why don't you just drink pee?
Why don't you
that
drink pee?
That spiritual
Paranoid
narcissism.
American. You'll be a piss drinker by yourself.
I
All
have
right, I'm out.
decided
I'm
it's
out
spiritual.
on Shivando.
I mean,
it's
if it
spiritual
works for people,
narcissism.
good for you. Whoever's doing that out there, good for you. I mean, there's other methods, isn't there?
It's not our cup of tea. We don't.
It's not our
drink
cup of
the-
pee.
Yeah,
So I had an
like
interview
lemon.
earlier today, and it came up. I didn't prompt it. I promise you, I didn't prompt it, and it just came up again. So it's back in my mind.
It came up last night just in one comment. Somebody said somewhere where they were like, well, it's not like I'm going to go around and drink my piss like some cult leader. And it was like, oh, that it is a spiritual narcissism that you think something like there is some divine answer that's not written down somewhere, that somebody else hasn't already discovered, but you with your magic eating abilities and your perfect filter are going to drink your pee-pee in some kind of like ayahuasca experience is going to come out of it. And I always know when people have drank their own piss like how they act on, like I was watching a panel show last night, but I'm like, oh, that's a piss drinker. Like you always know who the spiritual narcissist is because it's the same person that really are like, I should start a cult. I see the universe in such a way that nobody else sees it. I need to be an instructor of this thing. That person drinks their own piss.
I think
it's so
like
crazy.
The same idea that like they're on the toilet, like the spiritually, and like everyone likes to smell their own farts, so they're just like, should I? I mean, it can't be that bad, right? It can't be,
Like my pee. It's just like, I don't know.
Oh, Russell Brand is into that now. I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's like
I'm
I've
not
tried
surprised.
praying,
Okay.
I've tried
just weird.
meditation, I've
No,
burned
just
my retinas out, I've taken every drug you can think of, and now I have to like
Pee on my face.
yeah, like rub piss in my eyes after I eat fruit for a week. It becomes like a like level of your pee-pee isn't breast milk. Like your pee-pee
It's just
isn't
weird.
breast milk. It's just pee-pee. I don't think you should put earwax on things either. I don't think you should pick plaque from your teeth and like save it for a meal. I just really don't think anything your body's expelling, like save your hair up and knit a hair knit cap.
good for
Like I
you.
should just knit a baseball hat out of hair. Like
Or
I
like
don't know.
burning your hair and then eating it.
Yeah, but that is
oh my
equivalent
god,
to
I'm
me.
sorry. I had to show you that.
That's
What?
equivalent to me.
So, no, I legitimately am not. Because I'm very naive a lot of the time. I can't tell if that's a bit, and the guy is like taking the bit so far. It's not like Kaufman level because it's not that big. But I feel like if he came out and he was like, haha, like I've just been, how many of you actually Burtonate your hair because of this video? Haha, joke's on you. Like that, I find equally as shocking as if he were to come out and be like, no, this is all legitimately things that I'm doing. Like I'm on the fence. I can't tell.
All
the
of
same
us can
way I
easily
brought up
do it.
Flat Earth.
If we just disappear for a year, like no internet, no nothing, people forget about you. And then all of a sudden you put on this facade and you like, oh, and you create an account and you start pushing this, and you could create your own fucking cult.
I feel like
that.
I didn't even during lockdowns, people were ripe for the pickings. And I felt like some kind of like blessing in my heart. Like sometimes I felt plagued. Like, why can't I just put a mask on and be normal? Like, I wish I could just disappear and just get a vaccine and just be a normal 3D human. This is a weird life. Like, why is this heavy on my heart? Like, everything just felt like such a damn battle. But I don't know.
It would be super easy to. There's been a lot of different, and I know documentaries / movies, but like there's one called Kumare that was really good that shows this director that goes into like the Midwest, or he goes to like the West Coast. You're not in your head, Marcus, like you've seen Kumare. But like, dude, this guy scared himself how quickly he was able to get followers and people that were like, and he was literally saying things like, I'm just a fraud. I'm not even a real guru. I'm here to just sort of trick you and to make you follow me. And you shouldn't. You should think for yourself and follow yourself. And people would start collecting around him like, oh my God, it's so profound. Like I need to come back here every day. And he was like, he grew his hair out and he grew his beard out and he I guess he was raised Indian, like in actual India. But he spoke just normal, like a New Yorker, I think. But then he started just laying on the thick Indian accent, and like people didn't even do a background check. And Darren Brown did a version of that called The Messiah, where he comes over. There's like a whole list of different people that have done these exact experiments, and every time it seems like within a week or two you can form a cult if you just do the paint by numbers thing.
Yeah. Back to what Chaney was saying. Do you know how it felt being in New York City and like watching? I literally felt like fucking Truman. Like it did not feel real, bro. In New York City, everybody walking away from each other and following these stupid fucking rules that did not make sense, like sheep and following the fucking little patterns on the floor. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm losing I thought I was literally going to go insane. I had to leave it. I had to get out of there.
You moved out?
2020. That summer of 2020, I could not handle it. Like not even for a minute. I fell into a depression. It was like, I don't want to go outside. I don't want to see it. I don't want to be around it. It's fucking poison. Like that was
so
poison.
strange.
Yeah, like I wasn't afraid of a virus. I was like, I don't want to be around these fucking idiots. Like, oh, we got a vaccine. Oh, you didn't get yours. Why didn't you get? Shut the fuck up. Like, shut the fuck up. Oh, where's your vaccine card? You're gonna no.
Yeah,
like,
the
it was
pandemic was the
frustrating.
pandemonium. People were just insane. They were
can't
just
shop here
going
without a
as
mask.
far as they could to protect themselves, like masks and then plastic shield and then a third plastic shield, just to be like, look how protected I am. I'm taking this extra seriously.
That same idea is what people were doing with their spirituality on the other side of it. That exact same idea. They were like, if an hour's good, 18 hours and no sleep and eating must be better. It was like everyone was just taking, like, if a mask is good, then a plastic shield and 10 vaccines must be better. It's like that kind of haunt.
Oh, when I stand up, I must put my mask on because
saga-y.
that's where the virus is. But when I sit down, I could take the mask off and eat my food. Like the virus doesn't exist in this area, in this field over here. I'm like, y'all are fucking retarded. Y'all are fucking stupid. Yo, I actually saw a woman who had like a horse can where they put grass in it and it's just like a grass feeder. Dude, it was a human version of it. No, it was a human version of it. And
Like
I
a
was
trough.
like, you fucking donkey.
But just think for a second how many people with weird fetishes got to live their best lives for like 2 years straight.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just disappeared. And if it got good enough to just read our eyes, all of the like flock cams and shit like that, like can you imagine it gets to a place that people hate flock cams so much they start wearing masks?
I wonder if tongue piercings were a thing, or like piercings in general, because you had to hide it from your parents or whatever. I wonder if that number grew that year.
Well, piercings originally were like a spiritual thing to say. It's like you put metal in a meridian somewhere and it redirects the flow of energy. It's like there's a practical purpose for it. And then those people that were healed were more spiritual than others. So other people thought that they might be closer to God or goddess if they have all this metal on them. And then they get the jewelry. Like, I got one ring and now I got 3 rings. And now they're extending their necks because they're trying to put more and more jewelry on. It's insane. And for people in chat who are trying to guess who we're talking about when we're speaking in generalities about people gazing at the sun or drinking piss or rubbing poison ivy all over them because, that's going to help somehow, or it's going to hurt for a little while, and then it's going to make their skin even better. It's like there were so many people doing this. We can't just pinpoint one person that we might know who did it.
I've known Layla since we were in a tiny little chat room together, and people this is not a thing that was just in podcast realm of
It's
people
more than
you
sunning
know.
your balls, sunning your
Yeah,
gooch.
it was like
all of these things.
All of them were happening at once. People were like, I need to sun my asshole while drinking piss and taking DMT, and then maybe I'll see Mother Ayahuasca. It was like what was happening was insane.
But the dude with the hair is a specific person. I had never seen it. I mean, I just don't run with the same crowds, maybe. But like, have any of you ever heard of someone taking their human hair and burning it and eating it? Because that just it felt like a novel. Like, it's on the same level as all this other stuff, but it's like a new twist that I wasn't expecting.
I know for spells people do it, but like to go ahead and eat it, I don't know about that.
For your own,
you have the people who
for your
pick
own
it.
benefit.
They pick it like fresh from the scalp. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's called like trick something. It's a phobia thing. But they pull out their hair and then they bite the little ends of it, follicles. It's like a condition. Like I wouldn't say a mental illness.
It's a compulsion that people have.
But burning hair, that smell is so weird.
But you know what? I mean, this might sound weird, but what fascinates me is that they're able to elicit such a reaction with no ILM, no Hollywood budget, no script writer, just a dude and his hair and a lighter. And it's like more shocking than anything Hollywood could put out with the, $400 million budget.
I think I would eat my burnt hair before my regular hair, though. Like hair, just like hair. Like I'm trying to put this in would you rather. And I'm going to tell you, burnt hair over regular hair, but I might take a shot of piss before I want to eat a wad of hair.
This is the new secret society
tongue tourniquet.
Yeah, like if you had to put it in levels.
If you had to eat one, would it be
you get a hairball? Like you don't act like you haven't had hair in your mouth.
You may choose one over the other, but physically you may not be able to do the thing that you thought would be less disgusting.
I think licking ashes of whatever, though, I think I could do that. Like, that's why burning the hair seems like the easiest concept of.
What's that noise? Oh, sorry.
Summer.
Oh, yeah.
Would you rather have finger-sized nipples or nipple-sized fingers?
Who's the one with it? Joe Rogan? All I'm thinking right now is about getting a tongue tourniquet from the hair in your mouth.
I feel like now you have to tell the audience what a toe tourniquet is because you're going to save
It's giving me like,
toe.
I'm having like anxiety at the thought of hair. Guys, I don't know. It's my fear. I don't wear socks. I don't own socks. I never wash socks. Like, for one job as a bartender, I had to wear socks. So I would just buy them at Costco and wear it one time and throw it out because toe tourniquet, it's when the hair gets stuck inside of the sock and it wraps around your toe and can literally make a baby's toe fall off.
So if you have a baby, make sure sometimes you check inside their socks that you don't have one of your long hairs in there because they can get their little toes circulation.
This is true.
Toe tourniquet. And now that we've said this, somebody's gonna at
That's
us
gonna
and
pop
be
on
like,
the
"I had a toe
timeline."
tourniquet this week."
But imagine it on the tongue. The baby wakes up with no tongue because it's wrapped around his tongue.
It'll happen.
Oh, how did we get here? How did we get here?
Well, we got here when we started talking about
Nobody's supposed to
Oprah,
be here.
and it turns out Orpah is the mother of Goliath, Goliath being a giant.
Oh, so she actually practices all this baby sacrificing ritual, and she steps away from her family like Ruth and everybody else,
Yeah.
and then she has a giant as a child.
Finger-sized nipples, I think.
I think so too.
They're more practical.
Yeah.
And you could probably invert them and push them inward in at least a bra. Like, how could you do it with nub finger? Oh my God. Oh God.
Nub fingers aren't good. Nub fingers aren't going far.
Someone in the comments said that how high they smoke their friend hair and all. That's not true though. They take his ashes and they mix it with the soil and they grow weed out of the soil and then they smoke the weed and that's how they smoke their friend.
Important distinction.
Have you guys seen Obsession yet?
Not
The
yet.
movie?
I feel like I've seen all the movies now because I was tired of everything getting spoiled. So now I just like rush and watch whatever crappy version gets leaked first. But at least I'm on top of it.
I watch some things and I'm like, oh, I want to talk to Thomas about this, or like little weird. But Obsession, I thought was kind of good, and I hear a lot of men saying like, "That's the fucking scariest movie I've ever seen." And I'm like, huh, this is so interesting because ladies think it's like campy and kind of funny, and men are like, what?
Because
That
I
movie
think
is-
most people are like, that reminds me of somebody that either you knew personally or like someone's wife or girlfriend
Maybe we
or
can pull up the preview.
Well, there was some kind of controversy around the movie because a lot of men didn't understand like parts of like the scene of her being sexually assaulted, that peeing scene. Like that was a representation of her being sexually assaulted by him, apparently, from what the rumor is. So
Full circle with the piss.
Huh?
I said we just came full circle with the peeing.
Yeah.
I don't think it gives anything away. You know what? I can play the preview on here, and then if anything goes down that you guys,
It will.
for whatever reason, get cut off, then just know that, like if we come back and we're talking, it's just because I had to edit this part out later. YouTube got mad, but I want to play it and see what it shows on this, so I don't give anything away if you guys watch it. And I don't like that.
this is a trailer.
Yeah. Bink. Okay.
Have you ever actually like flirted with Nikki?
I'm gonna go get some shots.
I'll come with you if she means this much to you. And I know she does. To say, Nikki, I think we should grab a drink sometime.
Nikki, wait. I was gonna ask you,
What?
I lost my train of thought.
Hi.
Good night. What else?
Why?
One wish, Willow. You only get one wish. I wish Nikki Freeman loved me more than anyone in the entire world.
I love you so much. A love only the branch of a willow tree could conjure.
It's weird how you two are dating all of a sudden. Like super dating.
I think Nikki is going through something.
Like what? Is she okay?
No. Jeez, what kind of spells you put on her? Nikki? I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Little
Oh my
fishy
God, I
mush.
couldn't tell who's last. Thomas, they took down the Russian free streaming IMDb site. I wanted to give everyone the link by putting play after the dot whatever, and now we
Did
can't
he
watch
have a
Obsession for free.
They go away quick. They last for like weeks sometimes.
Did he have a cat in the movie?
Yes.
And it died?
Yeah. And
Yeah,
that's right at the
apparently-
beginning, so it's
Yeah, apparently they say that the cat's spirit somehow was wrapped in that spell of the breaking of the willow because the cat was supposedly obsessed with its owner, and it somehow the spirit of the cat like seeped into her and being like an upset. That's another theory with people watching the movie. Like that
This is crazy. When I was watching that movie, all I kept thinking of was Monkey's Paw, but I was thinking of the Are You Afraid of the Dark version of Monkey's Paw. I don't know if you guys remember that. But I saw an interview recently about the director of the movie, and he was talking about, or the writer, and they said that their inspiration when they were watching the Simpsons episode of Treehouse of Horror about the Monkey's Paw, and that was when they started writing the script for Obsession. So I just thought it was like, because in my mind, it's probably one of the absolute best Monkey's Paw style, like be careful what you wish for type movies. But it also shows how like nobody made out in that guy's wish. Like everybody involved gets screwed by the Monkey's Paw.
It is so interesting because, in my opinion, the movie is like, look at, she's crazy, she's obsessed, but his obsession is what causes all the harm.
Well, he's the bad guy, but he's the victim, which is also something that you don't see often in movies, where like you're almost rooting for him to be the victim, right? You know, because
But she's the victim too, though.
Well, yeah, kind of, but I mean, like in terms of like a horror movie, she's supposed to be the monster of the horror movie. 'Cause she's the one acting all weird and like making you. But like, yeah, like legitimately, he's the actual bad guy.
Yeah, it's super interesting, and also she's a tiny little girl. She's tiny little wavy girl, and so the idea, and she's not really harmful at all. You know, like she's not like coming with a machine gun.
Asterisk.
Yeah, but it's just so interesting. I think the amount of fear just by being, and how you were saying at the beginning, we all know somebody like that person, you know, that would just stand up at the table and they're like, pay attention to me in the middle of a restaurant. And you're like, sit down. What are you doing? That kind of shit is so, she's like a terrorist in that way of holding him captive. And so there is this kind of abuse that it just puts on the table that nobody talks about. If you're a decent enough person, I wouldn't harm you, but you're small and will harm yourself, you can hold me captive. And that is just an interesting premise of the movie, that it's not like she's overpowering to him. It's just like embarrassing, shame. It's like a whole different
like, damn, you're fucking crazy. I don't think I want this kind of love. This is
well, here's the other thing I'll just put out there. Every single thing he does is all something, if it doesn't matter if it's a lady or a man, every single thing that person does him in the movie is all shit that somebody else would gaslight you for. If you were like, you talked to her at 2:00 in the morning and went and sat in a car alone, and I'm not supposed to be mad. Like the stuff, or, oh, we're sitting at a bar and you're just going to lean over and like kiss somebody that's not me in front of me. It's all this little tiny gaslighting shit that is the stuff that would set any person you know off. And then if that person acted on that craziness, everybody would be like, whoa, psycho. But they're justified in being, it's just she goes, instead of just being like, I'm so mad at you, we're going to break up. She's like, why are you doing this to me? You're never leaving. And she just screams and you're like, oh my God, please stop screaming in the Italian restaurant. Like, I don't know.
I like my favorite. It's really hard to spoil it, and I'm not going to spoil any part of it. But there was this one scene where he's just like planning a guy's night out, and he's talking to his friends, and it's like, yeah, you know, she'll understand, I think. And as you're watching it, you're like, you know that this is not going to go well. And he's like, hey babe, we were talking, maybe just gonna have a guy's night out, and you're waiting to see her response, and it's just like, no, 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 no. And it brought me back to like, I know that I've been in situations where someone wanted to have that response, but they didn't want to have people think that they were crazy, but that was like what was going on in their head, you know what I mean?
But
Holy
this is the
shit.
other part in it. Hey, we're going to have a guy's night out. She's like, oh, I just talked to Jennifer and she's going. Oh, well, you can come too if you want. You just told me like that. It's
Yeah.
like that little gaslighty shit that she takes it to this level of being a monster. But if you were in her shoes, you'd be like,
I'd get
that's
fucking
shitty.
pissed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
What the
shitty.
fuck are you trying to
fuck?
go on,
That's
baby?
You're
real
gonna invite me after the
manipulation
fact? Go
definition,
fuck
right?
yourself.
When they say it's how you blame the reaction of the person, you push someone to a certain point, and then when they do respond with emotions, you like blame them. I think that's like, I feel like I see an Instagram reel about that. But gaslighting and narcissist, I feel like they use that word so much. Don't you feel like it? But what
Yeah.
you're saying is the true
Overly.
definition.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
slop
it's overly
now.
played out.
Like the words anything slop or anything maxing. That's gaslighting and narcissism.
But I
now.
love that
Balls
slop.
maxing is the new
I
one.
love that word.
You know that? That's a trend going around now on TikTok. Balls maxing, where they're injecting their ball
I think
sack
the
with
spoilers are
Mhm.
done.
Yeah.
People can unmute
enlarging.
now.
That is a thing. It's kind of they're doing the injection around the shaft of the penis, and it's giving it more girth.
Yeah,
You
they're
know?
doing that to ski, like the downhill skiing. They're putting the hyaluronic acid
Yeah.
in that area
Hyaluronic.
to stretch the fabric. So then when you're, spread eagle flying down a slalom and trying to like, catch as much air as you can, they need more surface tension. So every advantage counts. But in my version of Obsession, there was a dog named Wishbone in it. I don't know what you guys saw. Did you get a different version?
No dog.
Like the movie Clue had different versions that would go to different theaters, so there'd be a different killer. That was before people could instantly get a movie digitally.
I wonder what one download.
I didn't know that about Clue. I like that movie.
There's different endings to Clue.
I tried to watch The Bride of Frankenstein on HBO, and for whatever reason, the only version HBO's given me has a sign language lady at the bottom. It's like American Sign Language version. It's the only version. Every time I put it in my search bar, it's the only one that comes up. It's making me crazy, and I try to be like, I'll let her go. I'll ignore her. She'll disappear. When you're watching an intense movie that's a time period piece, and there's like a lady in a black shirt at the bottom.
I
Get
can't wait
outta
for
here.
AI. You could actually rewatch Bride of Frankenstein, but like the Bride of Frankenstein is doing the sign language, right? Like that's not that far away.
I know. I'm surprised it is her at all. People were like, turn her off. I'm like, you can't. It's not like it's just subtitled. She's on the screen.
You have to put like a vase with flowers or something in front of your TV.
in the corner.
Can't even
That's
put,
a
like,
good
But Pickles,
idea.
no, it's safe now. Spoiler-free zone. We're past it.
We never even did spoilers. Whatever we talked about was whatever is in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did good. And
I want to say too, because last week we were talking about Odyssey, and you guys were like, "Is it good?" And pretty quickly I was like, it wasn't really good. I rewatched it because I almost felt bad. I wanted to make sure I wasn't like
Which
just
version of
waving
Odyssey?
it away. So I saw it for a second time.
went to see the new
Pirated it. I mean, didn't go to the theater, but I watched it the second time. I mean, Obsession's like 10 times better than Odyssey. I just say that.
huh?
I
The
know they're not in the
DuckTales
same
version of
genre
Odyssey?
or anything.
Don't
but
say that word. Oh. Odyssey sounds like it would have stink people in it. Like I can't watch like old time shows.
I know
I don't
there's
even
an
care about
older
all that. I don't
Odyssey.
even care about the Black Helen and like the Ellen Page or Elliot Page thing. I don't care about any of that. The thing that I think irritates me the most is that it's the last time that we're probably going to see somebody adapt that movie, and this is the best that we're going to get in at least in our lifetimes, right?
Unless it's a whole different take again, like an Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, where it's like so far off different that you're like, oh, if you know enough, you're like, this is a version of the Odyssey, but otherwise it'll get lost in the sauce. But I also heard something, if you're a fan of Christopher Nolan and like Inception, that so much of the Odyssey, he sets it up in the exact same way that he does Inception, that there's like a drug-induced trip. And he tells you in Inception that they stay in that land for 50 years together and build a life together and have this whole thing, him and his wife in Inception. And it uses the exact same words for the character that Matt Damon's playing, the main character of it.
Odysseus.
Odysseus. He uses the exact same words describing it. So to allude that, was it really a witch? Was it really a cyclops? In the same exact way that to kind of, you know how we were talking about last week about how Troy takes out all the gods? I don't know if we were doing it here or something, but like Troy it talks about them, but it doesn't deal with them like some of the older Odyssey movies. And then Nolan brings back that lore a little bit, but in the way that he does it, the people that are geeked out on his films are like, this is all a drug trip. Like, he sets it up. And I haven't seen it yet to really know, because I'm just a nerd on this kind of old movie. But I thought it was like interesting for who's doing it. Like, everything with him is so intentional. He's not just putting anything anywhere. And so then you're like, oh, is the whole entire Odyssey a drug trip?
I feel too, just in case anyone does like it. Yeah, I know Sam said he's been liking it a whole lot. I think I'm just a basic bitch. Like, I just wanted Gladiator. I wanted Gladiator with like a big cyclops and a big horsey. You know what I mean? Like, I would have been super happy with that. I don't need to have Inception mixed with Memento, mixed with, Homer. Like, you could just give me like some Russell Crowe kicking ass and like have a big cyclops eat somebody.
Bass boost the soundtrack so I feel it. Whole theater shaking.
Or like if one of the superhero guys took it on, I'd be like, I don't mind if it gets Clash of the Titans and a little more god epic-y feeling. I was kind of waiting for that version my whole lifetime. So I'm like, this is not even Lord of the Ringsy. Okay, I'll go watch it still. But I've just, I've heard mostly positive reviews about it. Honestly.
Well, it's very rare for me to be able to sit through a 3-hour movie and not completely fall asleep. And I did watch it twice, and I didn't fall asleep either time, because it's a whole bunch of really interesting scenes, I guess, put together. Like without a doubt, it's easy to watch, but it's just, it's not as good as it should have or could have been. So I'm rating it on a much harsher scale, I think.
It would be so crazy in an Inception type idea that Elliot Page, he uses her to put her in it, because she's the one that makes the universe in Inception. She's actually the one that designs it so that the dream doesn't know, the characters of the dream can't follow you and kind of ruin your little goal, because once they realize that you're not supposed to be there, they all wake up to you. So she's the one that's in charge of designing the mazes. But you know how when you dream, how it's like, you were in my dream, but it wasn't you, but it was you. You were a guy in it, but it was you.
Have you ever seen the animation that Inception was based on?
No.
Like Paprika?
Yeah, it was Paprika, right? That was the name of it. It's essentially that some government, DARPA, creates a machine that can read your dreams, and then they realize that it can like implant thoughts in your dreams. And like almost all of the most iconic scenes from Inception are simply like lifted out of that Paprika animation. But in Paprika, there's like this evil hacker guy that becomes this weird like nebulous character that it like builds toward. I'm not going to spoil that one.
It's all from the research from the freaking Russian dream hackers, really, though.
Those scenes are in Inception still, I think, are some of the greatest scenes in film. Like some of the buildings like folding over on themselves. Mm-hmm. Now it's kind of old hat, like Avatar's used it a bunch to kind of do that, but the way it looked in Inception, I just thought it was, that's a really great movie. I need to watch it again. Thomas, do you like Gladiator movies?
Is this a gay joke? Whatever. Yeah, sure, I guess.
Is Paprika worth watching?
100%.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
100%, yeah. Paprika, Perfect Blue is another big one. Perfect Blue, I think, inspired the Matrix, like 3 or 4 movies, Matrix and Requiem for a Dream, and
Paranoia Agent is another one.
That's
Paprika.
a TV series, isn't it?
Oh, It's 2006. I got it.
Yeah,
mixed
highly
up.
recommend
your list.
Paprika. It's a really weird watch, but if you liked Inception, you'll really appreciate seeing like where they got the themes from Inception from. And I want to ask this too because someone brought up Bride of Frankenstein. Has anyone seen that remake, The Bride?
No, that's what I wanted to watch with the sign language lady at the bottom the whole time.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't the old one; it was the new, the Bride.
It was brand
one.
new. I
Okay,
tried to
yeah.
put it on. It's the reason I ended up on Inception or Obsession, which I'm not mad at. It ended up enjoying it, but I started out trying to watch The
That would be
Bride.
distracting. Yes.
I couldn't watch her. So I thought Summer's idea of putting the bass there, I'm like, that might actually work for my weird brain.
I feel like whatever I would have enjoyed seeing out of The Bride, I got it out of Poor Things, and I think Poor Things did it like way better than The Bride ever could have.
Okay.
Have you seen Poor Things?
No, neither.
I don't know. Marcus is like nodding yes a little bit again, like he agrees, but like Poor Things is like really crazy, wild out there. The Bride, it felt more like a musical. It almost felt like Cats meets, The Bride of Frankenstein meets, I don't know. It was a spectacle. It was entertaining. What was that movie? Chicago? What was the one that they did? Like Christine Aguilera was in
They're
it.
dancing, like a cabaret in Chicago.
Yeah, it was
Moulin
like
Rouge?
it's very much like a cabaret movie, I think. The Bride is.
With Cher.
Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge. There you go. That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
Moulin Rouge with Xbox and Cher.
And honestly, props to Christian
I like
Bale
the Cher
for
movie,
like
too.
acting his heart out, bro. Like you
Oh,
can put that
awesome.
dude in anything, under any plot, whatever, and he's like, I'm gonna play a Moulin Rouge Frankenstein, and no one's gonna tell me anything different.
He is one of the greats. I think he gets lost in a role. But I think there is a scene or like one of those clips like Bill O'Reilly will do it live of Christian Bale and he's on set of some movie somewhere and he's playing an American and he gets so pissed and irate and he starts berating the
Someone walks in the scene or something.
yeah, and he starts berating him, but he's in character. And it's so weird. I mean, you don't know unless you know Christian Bale's not American, but it's like just so crazy that he's like really pissed, but he's like yelling at the guy like the character would yell at the guy and be pissed. Like he's so in the LARP. I don't know. It's crazy. Like
He
Some of
stays
the
in
demons.
character. He becomes the thing.
Yeah, shifted his assemblage point.
that's where acting feels like such a spell. Like
It
the
is.
best actors are really just letting a ghost of something walk into them.
So what's walked into
art of
Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
I don't know if he's ever done a
Jim
role good
Carrey
enough
for sure.
Is
to
he in
have a
the,
walk-in.
is he in the new Disney movie Moana? How do you say
Moana,
that?
the live action remake of Moana.
I'm gonna
Okay.
pull up a picture of him like that just so.
Which I gotta say, this is another. I really think it's so easy to like overlook. I feel like this is super important, but people would care more if I just said the word adrenochrome a bunch of times. But like the way that Disney comes out with a movie now and they say this is a live action live action Moana, and you go in there and you watch it and it's like 90% 3D animation, but it's like telling children and families this is live action. This is real. What you're about to see is actual real people, and then it's just as fake as any cartoon that you've ever seen.
So this is the live action remake as opposed to an animation.
Right, but it's literally 3D animation.
Is
Like
it
even his
Hawaiian,
body in most of
Polynesian?
the
Their
shots,
likeness.
it's not even his real body. It's like a 3D animated body.
Okay. So all the tattoos aren't his real tattoos.
No, and the craziest part
That's
to
not
me,
as real
it's like,
hair either, Alan.
okay, he's a Hawaiian dude or like Samoan. He has some relation that he feels like he should play this part. He's
Yeah.
also built like that. Like the idea that they would put this Joe Biden outfit on, like fake body, latex body. It's just so crazy. Like I know by looking at this that this movie is going to fail miserably.
Does he shave his pubes and throw them in a volcano to appease the goddess? What is,
And
what
then
is
he
the
eats
theme
them.
of the
He
movie?
eats them, yeah.
He eats them. He saves them. It's
If you
Oprah.
told I would watch that. If you told me that in this movie, Rock smears shit on his face and eats his hair.
So that's why I
The Rock.
So it's on my timeline because it's insane that, you know, it was 10 years ago, 2016, the first Moana came out, and then they made 10 years later the live action. But Disney invented goddesses for the movie, right? Like I don't know how to say it, Taka, like a powerful volcanic fire goddess.
Yeah, because what they were doing, because I did an occult Disney episode on it.
Yeah.
Long story short, without doing the whole summary, but like they didn't want to hyper focus on one specific culture because there were so many different ones that Moana was supposed to represent, and they didn't want to have anyone feel left out. So they did kind of make like a mishmash version of it, right? They kind of made like a like a Jungle Juice version of a movie.
Okay, so then there is a goddess named Tefiti, who's kind of this green goddess, kind of a life-giving goddess.
I think that they might have been able to fabricate names, but the different deities and the different themes they were going with all did get represented by different groups in like the Tahitian Islands and everywhere else.
Okay, so we're clear that these are made up by Disney. They might be amalgamations. They might rhyme with other goddesses.
If anyone on the planet right now is allowed to make a new god, it would be Disney.
Okay, so then the next part is there's a church,
Marvel
a physical
owned by
building
Disney.
in Pennsylvania, somewhere like one of these mega churches, and they might be doing like a vacation Bible school thing or a summer tiki theme, but they've taken the theme of Moana and they've made this large goddess. It's in like their church foyer, and people are upset that they've constructed this Disney goddess, this creation goddess, in this Pentecostal Baptist. I don't know what it's like. You know, it's American church.
Yeah.
And it's this big jolly green goddess, and people are having their kids taking pictures in front of this thing, and they're like, "Wow, this is a great thing. We're gonna bring in the unchurched people who, you know, love Disney, and then they're gonna love our God and this type of thing." But the discourse around this is just absolutely hilarious. That people are losing their minds. That some church is putting on this big mega production. Decorating their entire church with tiki torches and Hawaiian luau theme, and it's like, this is Pennsylvania. This is like Pennsylvania Dutch. This is like Amish country, and now we're going from Pennsylvania to like Hawaii, Polynesian islands. It's just absolutely funny.
Well, wait until they find out where Halloween came from.
God is Greater Party, or Jesus Ween.
Jesus Ween. That's okay. This is like a Carmen song. I already know it.
Jesus Ween.
Yeah, and there's a guy named, I think, Forrest Frank, who's in the Christian industry now, like the music industry, and he's like, wait, no, I'm not in the Christian industry. I'm an artist, and he's refusing to attend the GMAs, the Dove Awards, or any of the Christian industries awards happening in Nashville. He's like, nope, not part of that. I am an outsider. It's like, that's great marketing, man. That's great marketing.
That anti-marketing demographic. That's a good demographic.
Mm-hmm.
I think out of egregores, though, you might be right. Like Disney, like where you were saying, like Coca-Cola wants their brand to look the same so everybody recognizes it in the same thing. Disney's up there with Coke with global branding. Like a global brand, even that word, it sounds like we're all a bunch of cattle with a brand on our asses. But if there was somebody that was creating some kind of something that people all recognized, Disney's got to be up there. Like probably top 3, maybe top 5 of the world. It's kind of crazy to think about.
They also now have legal ownership over stories that your grandparents and their grandparents would tell their children before a company even had the concept of being able to register that as intellectual property and take you to jail over it. And now, like, that's probably the craziest thing that Disney's been able to do is they've been able to purchase and now own the last 200 to 300 years worth of sort of like folklore and like imagine like Aesop's fables. If Disney was just like, no, that's us. We made that. We own that. Like all morality, all stories about growing up, everything about a princess, it's all our property, and that's kind of what they're actually doing.
Like anywhere your people are from, they've taken the stories of your people and made them these weird princess stories through like a Disney vantage point.
If I say the word Cinderella, or if I say Snow White, or if I say Alice in Wonderland, most people that grew up watching Disney, they have like those specific characters burned into their brain, but none of those are really owned by Disney. Disney just owns their version of those characters, and they're all basically public domain.
I like how you say though, like if you were to say, "Oh, Cinderella," now tell a 10-year-old what's seared in their branding is totally different than the Cinderella that's seared in ours, and how crazy that nostalgia pull is that Disney does in separating those stories that were passed down from your great-great-grandmother, great-great-grandfather, and now it's just like some bullshit Disney princess with like these fables or animals mixed in with magic.
We can start with Alice in Wonderland, then go to Alice in Chains, and then go to Jesus and Mary Chain. Things shift over time. Like you take one element and then you change it, and then it keeps passing it down. But when there's a legitimately new concept that hasn't been mined to death, it hasn't been overused, people are jumping on it. And recently in Seattle, there's this short-spined raccoon running around the neighborhood. People are taking pictures of it. Have you heard of this short-spined raccoon?
Jimothy.
Yeah. So everyone's
This was the biggest
all
thing
over it.
all week, I think, in
They're going to kill that raccoon. I'm sorry to say it. They're going to
Killing
they
it.
killed Peanut. Remember Peanut?
They're killing it with capitalism because it's not trademarked. People are like branding Jimothy stickers, Jimothy t-shirts, Jimothy ale. They're putting Jimothy on the menu. Everything is Jimothy themed. It's like, well, really? Is that what we want to be doing?
Everyone. Like if you go online and put in whatever grocery store, fast food restaurant, sports team, they have a version of Jimothy, the short-spined raccoon. And then there's a whole nother trend of people showing their like short-spined dog and short-spined cat and like all these little animals. But I'm kind of with Thomas. I'm like, because the internet is what it is, and because of the fame this thing has garnered, how long does a raccoon just get to be a raccoon out in nature? Is like eventually the yard it lives in where the people first recorded it, will they be charging money so people can film the raccoon? Will there be a night camera on the raccoon? Will there be a bin that now these people own the raccoon? They're like, damn, this is our bread and butter. We better capture this raccoon. Like, what is the final? And does it end up in a zoo? Does it stay with its raccoon family? But I do think it feels like some horrible Lucian the making like Peanut. Honestly, it feels like it ahead of time.
Well, this is where Asylum's going to have to write up a script really quick where it's like saving Jimothy, and then the whole thing is like there's competing cults who are trying to capture this thing alive, and they're trying to do something with it. Capture the energy of Jimothy for an occult ritual of some kind.
It's writing itself right. I want to watch that movie.
I know, it almost needs like a sidebar comic, like a quick comic. Put it out. Like it's just all like Alan Marcus isn't kidding. Video games like World of Warcraft have made Jimothy to put in it. Like it is everything you can think of. Every video game, shirts, clothing, it is everywhere. It's Hot Jimothy Summer tagged. Like it's kind of insane. I'm going to pull up the raccoon. I feel like I would be doing a disservice if I didn't show you guys and you have no idea what we're talking about. If you're living under a rock, you don't know about Jimothy.
This is the news that makes its way to me over the week. I don't know anything about IDF.
I don't know anything about Jimothy.
Oh, this is
my
perfect,
first
Layla.
time.
Let's see if Layla falls in love with Jimothy.
So it's got that shortened spined.
Let me scoot it over.
Kind of running around like a Tasmanian devil or something.
It's everywhere. Let's just.
I like the little newborn albino monkey.
There you go. That's a better one, I think. That one's the best one.
Well, this
Jimothy
is
as a little baby.
This is people going back through social media to
Actually,
find
let's
the
do right
short
there.
spine baby Jimothy. So he's been online for years, and how long has he been alive? 2 or 3 summers by now. But now they've decided that it's reached critical mass and they're spreading it everywhere. And social media managers are looking for the new template. It's the easy thing that they can do. They find the new meme template and then they just copy it.
Oh my God, he's a Trump supporter.
Dude, I'm surprised a bunch of the ads haven't started. Oh, here we go with some of the ads. Whoa, I don't even know what that is.
It's the opposite of a Jimothy. A Jamantha.
Yeah, like everybody's obsessed with this.
They don't make great pets, I hear. I hear they destroy everything in your house.
The internet always wins, man.
Just throwing it out there. They may be cute, but be careful.
But now I do have to ask the question, was the origin of Jimothy a creation of intentionality? Was someone seeding it to then cash out later?
I mean, it is a pretty popular meme coin right now.
Yeah.
I do think that kind of like what you were just describing, but there's got to be someone at most large companies that their business is marketing that are watching these videos, and they don't necessarily say like, oh, what a cute raccoon. They say, oh, that can't be trademarked. Like I can use that thing will sell me some Coca-Cola right now. And like those are the people that I think are the ones that really make Jimothy a thing, right? Because they're the ones that can like, because if you feel that that's it and you're like, this is the horse that I'm willing to bet on, they can then put in some extra, credits with Meta or whatever to pump Jimothy a little bit harder and then wait until it feels organic enough to be like, bam, and now here's your Jimothy hot pants or your Jimothy dirty soda or whatever.
That looks like the leg that would get a Jimothy tattoo.
Oh.
It kind of looks like Meatball or Meatwad from Aqua Teen.
This is a Magic the Gathering card that they made Jimothy the brand. Yeah, it's everything. It's
this
right.
week. It's why there's really like, oh, look at Roku
But I dare
on
you.
your TV.
Yeah, they added him to the screensaver. I do dare you to go online and just say, you know what, I don't want to see Jimothy on my timeline. People are gonna be, how dare you?
They're like, what
you
kind
don't
of...
want to see Jimothy? What is wrong with you?
All right, well, here's some Palestinian babies then.
Yeah.
Here's your monkey's paw. The monkey's paw closes a finger.
The Jimothy paw.
Jimothy has 4 paws.
Dude, that's kind of a funny sell. Lucky Jimothy paw. Be like, don't make a wish on this. Anything will come true. Don't do it. And selling those broken sticks. Broken orchid. The cat's obsession. There is a cat on the orchid, Layla. It's on the beginning. But that you said that, I didn't hear that theory yet. But
yeah, on TikTok, a lot of people are talking about it. They have this theory that once it died, the spirit of the cat was in the house, and that happened. And it's like, oh, it found a vessel, and that obsessiveness, how cats are, with their owner. I don't know.
Okay, we're conspiracy theorists, and we never trust anything. What is the reason they're pushing Jimothy on us? If you're just being with your conspiracy brain right now and you're like,
why?
Nothing's organic, why would they be like, here's all these short-spined animals?
I don't know.
Vax injury?
Something related to Zika. Remember Zika?
This whole, I don't know. It's almost giving like we should care more about the animals and less about the people who are dying around the world. It's like, look at this little spined guy, like, look how cute, that let's make this more the focus rather than that, like, let's care about animals, which we should be caring more. I mean, we should be caring about animals, but when it comes to like humans, it's okay. We're disposable.
It reminds me of like an Anchorman skit where they'd be covering some like horrific murder, and then it's like, and now a squirrel doing water skiing. You know what I mean? Like, because you need to have like that ginger as the palate cleanser sometimes.
Yeah.
Because again, how else do you go like, and now here's Jim over at downtown Kia. Tell us about the deals, Jim. Right? You can't go directly from the world's ending, everyone's gonna murder you, tune back in at 11, and then selling the Kias.
I saw a video of this farm up in, I guess, near, what's it called, Michigan or something like that. They have a farm of like sheep, and they're putting on these barbed wired exterior outfits all over their sheep because apparently there's migrants who are coming into their farm and raping the animals.
Bro, I thought those outfits were for wolves.
Well, potato, potato.
Damn.
Like
I saw the video.
I seen
on
those videos
Instagram.
too of these like they almost look like bondage because they're like leather and nails almost over these
Now they're
whole
just
sheep.
making you want it even more.
It's just a little weird.
Sheep safety outfit.
You know what'll really get these guys to stop fucking these sheep? Let's put them in lingerie.
It's just a little disturbing.
That'll show them.
Let's see if it pulls it up. From sheeps to wolves. Sheep male outfit. I don't know. I like to
Let me
just
find a
see
video.
what silly stuff I can put into Google and pull up what I'm looking for. Like, does it know me as well? Nope. This isn't pulling up.
That might be a good thing. That might
Yeah.
actually reflect fairly well on you.
Maybe it's not happening yet. Maybe it's not real. Maybe something in the world isn't. Maybe people aren't raping sheep.
Honestly, I believe that they probably are. In fact, a lot of the time people bring this up as if it's something that only happens in the Middle East to like dunk on Arabs and stuff. But there was a trash show that I was watching last year, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was like two people from two different worlds like are trying to form a relationship, and one of the guys was Amish. He was like an ex-Mennonite, like hardcore Amish, like generations and generations of Amish. And it came up frequently where his wife would be like, I don't want, your cousin coming over. Like, your cousin's the one that banged that sheep that one time. And it sounds like something so like wacky, zany, sitcom-y, but then like the producers start asking him and it's like, no, it's a thing. Like a lot of Amish people are basically banging sheep constantly. It's like a legitimate issue that just doesn't get talked about.
I will play it for you. Okay.
Now we have to investigate.
Okay, I'm gonna send it to you because my microphone.
Oh, can
or my
you
speakers,
just
but-
post it on X and then I'll pull up your page? Or post it on IG and I'll pull it up.
Hold on. Yeah, it's right here. Sorry.
Is that the sound you make after you receive cyclospora?
Okay.
That's still to back around. They're trying to get people to wear masks about it.
You want to wear a mask about it?
That's what it seems like. Like, oh, explosive diarrhea. Is that going to get... And Taco Bell got blamed for all this stuff. And then they're like, oops, sorry. It wasn't Taco Bell lettuce.
Well, it was, but it wasn't. I mean, like, there's nuance there.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of with Donut what he said here, that he thinks the entire thing was an ad campaign. And then they released a new item without lettuce.
I mean, it's just the shit hits the fan here. That's what we're expecting.
Are you sending it, Layla, somewhere?
Yeah, I'm posting it on my X.
Okay.
It's almost done. No caption, no nothing. Okay, I posted it. You just go on my page.
Boom, boom, boom. I like how you come up now when I'm looking for you.
I was shadow banned for a while there.
Let's go to Layla's page at the top so everyone can find Layla and follow her new X account because she gets in trouble for
minimize me
posting
now.
stuff about countries that start with I. Okay. And you can... Oh, yes.
There's volume to it too.
Oh, okay.
And there's News Channel 2 recorded on it.
I'm expecting to see like the lament configuration box or something.
Do they talk about it, or we just look at this in this
Well,
outfit?
hold on.
Oh, okay.
I didn't realize it was that because I put the volume down. But let me put the News Channel 2 one.
Okay.
So it's like a mesh net with a...
I feel like if someone was motivated enough, this is not going to do the trick.
I don't
It says,
think so either. It seems like an opening in
Sheep
the...
silky armor after wolves keep attacking them.
Oh, it
That's
is
what it
wolves.
says on
Is
there.
wolves in quotes though?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Coyotes.
Up in East Essex, farmer after his sheep suffered repeated blah, 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 blah. Anyway, that's what I saw. I wanted to share it. Don't know
Shout
if
out
it's
to
true.
Sarah Palin again for shooting the wolves. The wolves.
If there were more Sarah Palins out there, we wouldn't have to be dressing up sheep in Balenciaga.
Yeah. It is kind of crazy. That get up seems like it ain't cheap. Like you're like, okay, and then when we slaughter this sheep, then, or does it like its hair all grow through it and get all caught in it, and then you got to shave dreads out of spikes? It seems like a nightmare all the way around. It does not seem practical. And it just seems like it gives somebody something to grab. The back seemed open. The dangerous area, unless it was for wolves, and then
The one that I
like,
saw, though, it was like an interview. They showed that clip, but then they went to the farm and interviewed the farmer, and the farmer spoke and is like, yes, they're raping our sheep. And it was like a 2-minute long video. I got to find it, but this is what I found so far. Like in the quick.
This might be a really good marketing campaign for the Sheep Detective Part 2.
Dude, I've seen some weird shit online. Even recently, of people all over the world doing some kind of weird shit when they think they're not being watched. To dogs and...
I'm so grateful. My algorithm is so far away from that. So far away from that. I don't even like give the algorithm an opportunity to feed me anything. Like, I don't spend any time for the algorithm to think I will enjoy anything like that, even if it's like hate watching.
I don't enjoy it.
No, but if you
it
spend
feeds it
enough
to me.
time on it, even if you're just like, this is disgusting, and you've watched enough of them, then the algorithm is like, Layla loves information about people fucking animals. Even if you hate watch it, even if it's, then they give you all, like, that's what your algorithm is like. She's going to, it's all just about how we're going to spend the most amount of time.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, look at
How the
Chaney likes
algorithm-
watching a lady on a paddleboard and monkeys jump into trees around.
It is weird to see what the social networks think about me. Like, for example, TikTok, for some reason, and I swear to you, I'm not hate watching any of this stuff, but it's like, no matter what I do for the last 2 weeks, all it wants to show me are black ladies boycotting Asian hair and nail salons. And I can't figure out what I watched or what I clicked or what I commented on, that no matter what I do, it's all
so
that's in my feed.
That's
For
so
me,
specific.
in the morning, TikTok, my algorithm is police videos of like chases or like some kind of homicide or every like clockwork every morning. Not in the evening, just in the morning. Like clockwork.
Like it's trying to egg you, like heat you up. This is what I wonder too, like just energetically, like what Donut was saying is like everybody's taking their phones into the bathroom, and we know they're like getting everything about our eyes and it's not even what we think we're in. It's like our eyes do a about things that we like or don't like. And now we're sitting on this like super vulnerable time, opening up that where nobody ever was. It was like the place, like your dad and the paper and the door shut. And now it's like this open for the world to see with the camera on. It's like such a crazy idea that in your morning, like, would the computer be so nefarious that it would also try to set your day's energy?
You said morning wood.
Would.
Mm-hmm.
This is also a return to Babylon, right? Or like to Rome, because in Roman times, you didn't have a private bathroom. You'd have to go into like a public bathroom and sit next to people knee to knee and pass a sponge around on a stick. Like, hey, are you done with the sponge stick? And then they'd pass it to you, and then you would clean up with the sponge stick. So it was like a communal experience, but it was also a way for people to do like a health check on their neighbors. Like, hey, man, that's not looking so hot, right? Like, I might have to float this up to the superiors to let them know that you're making yellow soup over there or something.
So what is it about the morning, though, y'all? I have a question. This is, okay, in the morning, usually morning sex, the best. Everyone's aroused in the morning for some reason. It's arousal. You wake up, you know. What is it truly about the morning and the body that is, I mean, still kind of open? And that's why they kind of trigger you in the morning with all of that.
Well, I think because sleep is the cousin of death, and that's another aphrodisiac is coming close to death, right? Because the next thing, because once you have a brush with death, the next thing you want to do is do the opposite and create life, is like a slingshot effect. So I mean, if when you wake up, that's sort of like you just woke up from the little death.
You wake up with a clean slate, and then you grab your phone, and the earliest nudges are going to influence the rest of your day. And how you shop at noon during lunchtime. Now I'm going to find a solution to this problem that I've been thinking about all morning, like an itch you can't scratch, and they finally offer a topical solution.
So this afternoon, I went and did get my nails did, so I think maybe it is working.
A man, look here.
It's better for men. It's in the name. Manicure. I know, it's so curious, just energetically how even time of day, and now everybody that tunes on, if they're getting this version of their algorithm right before drive time, because then it's like gas companies are like, yay, aggressive driving, and now they all sat 5 minutes longer in traffic. All these cars on the highway. I don't know. It just, to me, I'm like, is everything just about money? Is it energetic? But I don't think it's there to actually inform. Is it just to entertain? Like, okay,
I honestly think it's all the same thing. Money and energetic and loosh. Like loosh and money, think about it. Like money is just a representation of a compact form of your work. Like you've put energy into a thing. Like if you go and you work at CVS, whatever, you're putting your energy into standing at CVS and doing whatever the corporation wants you to do. And then at the end of the paid period, they give you money that represents that energy that you exerted. And you take that money and you go and spend it on the things that you think were worth your time at standing at the counter at CVS, whatever. But that's literally loosh. It's like a little IOU of loosh,
like a little
and you're
gold coin
passing
of
it
loosh.
around.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be woo-woo. It doesn't have to require you to believe in like supernatural demons and angels and all this. Like your
It's all
paycheck is
currency.
your loosh.
It's all energy, just changing form, literally. Like your energy is becoming this amount of gold bars or silver or dollars. Which, by the way, you guys, I went to like Walmart this week, and this is so silly, but it was like, let's say whatever change it owed me back was 94 cents. It gave me $1 back. Like it chose to give me the paper bill over the change.
It rounds up.
But
They
I
don't-
just,
they
to
don't do
me, I'm like,
pennies
I
anymore.
want the metal. And like to me, all of a sudden now the metal felt more valuable than ever. That Walmart's like, we're going to let every customer in our store just eat. We're going to eat 4 extra cents.
4 quarters would be preferred over one crisp dollar bill.
Yeah. Any of the metal, any of it. Like I would rather have
It jingles
96
and jangles
cents
in
in
your pocket
change
better. It's more
than
tactile.
$1 in bill.
Yeah.
I just think it makes, if it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense. Like,
Yeah,
but no,
I do think you're onto something, because I can't think of any other time that I've been to like a big box store, like a drive-through or something, and you're like, oh, you know what? Like they're just going to round up because it's in their best interest. They're just making it convenient for me. This is for my benefit that they're doing this, that they're rounding up and giving me $1 instead of giving me the change.
and I just think our metal, like in Jamaica, they have like, let's say a $50,000 bill and then still a 1 cent piece because they want the 1 cent piece gone. They want the change off the island. So they give them this huge absorbent amount of paper money, because paper money, you can't do shit with that. You could burn, you maybe have a fire for a second, but with the metal, it's still all metal of all your change. And I always theorize that every country's change makes a bullet for whatever gun they have in their country.
Well,
So you could melt it
literally
down
too,
and make
though.
bullets.
If you throw a penny out of a fast-moving car on the interstate, that could take somebody out. The same way that you're not supposed to throw a penny off the top of the Empire State Building because it could go through somebody's skull, right? Can't do that with $1. You crumple the dollar up and throw it off the Empire State Building. It's not going to hurt anyone. So, like, change literally could be used as bullets or projectiles.
And like all of our metal, like Same as 9/11. They just want that metal out of here. Or if you build a house right now, every single thing inside your house, every single housing inspector, every person will tell you a house made 30 years ago is better than your house now. And it's not like, oh, everything made back when. The actual ingredients inside your house, like your stainless steel is not stainless steel from 30 years ago. It's cut like bad. It's the crack version of what used to be cocaine.
Yeah, it's called Chinesium.
Yeah, and even inside houses, all these new houses, these new builds are fiberboard. They're pressed together. You know how they're telling you your meat at Walmart is just pressed together pieces of meat and then form steak? That's your wood in your house now. That's your metal in your thing. So it's like our change, our old pennies and old metal, that's more valuable than current change. But our current change is more valuable than $1. And so I think Walmart's onto it. And I've said forever, I don't understand why there isn't a plastic 3D printed gun that you can just shoot pennies out of. I don't understand how there's not a spring load system that would at least hurt enough, like more than a BB gun, that you could just have it. And if you ever had it, it would be like, oh, you could poke my eye out. It would have stopped somebody at least as much as some of those tasers that are like, oh, you what are you trying to make me pee myself? Like, like some of them just aren't that scary. A penny gun might not be that scary, but it could be like a 22.
Scary. That's scary. I think it could penetrate skulls with the right, like.
Yeah, you could get good at aim and be like, bitch, I got your temple in my sight.
Ding. I swear.
Certain spot. I got your jugular. Like you have a red dot on top of your penny shooter.
Imagine the psyops that come out of that, where it's like another assassination attempt on the president today. A 12-year-old with a penny.
And then if you had like, oh, they got that 1922 penny. That's that real metal. That'll really go through someone.
It's a wheat penny.
And then you find out it wasn't about clipping coins at all, but if you actually clip the coin, it becomes like a Chinese star in a shooting projectile.
You guys said
it was all weaponry, like the yarmulke, putting it on the end of a flamethrower. It's like, oh, you thought this was 1? No, it's 8. Sorry, that's my own.
Scene in the Hebrew Hammer.
Oh my God, the raccoon is really on there. Okay, I wanted to verify on Roku. Yeah, it's literally right there.
It's real. Okay.
Don't put in $Jimothy into any crypto and look at the chart.
Oh, holy shit.
I will tell you some crazy
short-spined
shit. Shout out to my Maria. I don't even know how many days ago now. Just in the middle, like sometimes if she can't sleep, she'll just like look at charts or whatever. And so late at night, she sends me this contract address. And I look it up, and I had seen this little fucking raccoon all over my shit too. I just like let it go, and life went on for like 2 days. I looked at this thing again. I was like, bitch, that thing went up 50 times. She's like, I know. Like, she's like, I know. And the last time I checked, it went up 97 times since she told me about it. 97 times.
I hope she invested.
Yeah, she put some in it.
Fucking yes.
Good for 97 times. I'm like, dope. But that's the shit that gets you. I'm like, peanuts, Jimothy's, like Pepe's. Like, there's these certain couple of coins these are the certain couple of Trump coin that get people into crypto. They
Look
don't
out
own
for the
anything.
albino monkey, baby monkey. Look out for that one. It's brand new. It's going to come out.
In my opinion, I just think the entirety animal market's drained by this one right now because every coin that's coming out right now is some version of a short-backed animal. Like some version of like, here's the dog with the short back and and so people are, but this Jimothy coin's crazy. I don't even know what it's at today.
We need a short Jimothy.
Short. Baby Jimothy, I'm surprised. Just a chill Jimothy, white whale Jimothy.
Do you think too that the U.S., like the imperialist nations, got a little bit sick of communist China taking all of the animal focus with their freaking Punch? What was it? Punch the monkey that was getting like abused, and
Punch
somebody was like, "We need the Western answer. Like we're in a Cold War still of culture, so we need like a culturally relevant, pathetic animal that can take the focus off of China's."
Our little to take away their panda steam. We're like, look at our little weird chimera.
Are raccoons only found in North America?
I don't know.
I don't think so. No, I think there's raccoons in China, right? Technically, a red panda is like a raccoon. No.
Are where?
I have to consult the animal fact files.
I know. I wish I had my wildlife treasuries. North America, Central America, and part of South
Is
America.
that what raccoons are? Like the raccoon bears or raccoon pandas? Is that what pandas are?
I think
like
they're
part
the
of the
same-
raccoon.
No, the red panda is a different animal that is in the raccoon family.
But it's not
I
like a
do-
panda bear.
No, it looks like a fox mixed with a raccoon.
Uh,
I can pull up one.
what they call it, a bear.
They do that weird stuff sometimes. Where you're like, I feel like that's so many of the like a whale shark. Why? Why is that the name you went with of that?
I mean panda. Sorry, not bear.
I knew what you meant.
It's like a Jerry Springer bit. How about a titmouse?
A little teat mouse. Is anything else?
And
going
y'all
on in the
excuse
world?
me, by the way. I'm like, I was working all day, so that's why I'm like, it's crazy.
The
No, I
longevity guy is into some strange stuff. Still in the news again. Apparently, he's claiming that he does have a clone of himself in a petri dish beginning to grow, so that he can replace his aging organs with his youngest version organs or something.
I'm paraphrasing this, but he himself said something like, "I'm growing my own blood baby."
Yeah.
Trying to shrink down the Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson, yeah.
Johnson.
Bro,
Johnson,
he's just so
sausage.
creepy looking to me. I just don't think young is the word I think of when I look at him. But I think he could be entirely soft disclosure.
If it's not too much trouble, can you just pull up a picture of Data from Star Trek: The Next Generation?
Yeah, it's in my mind. I got it.
Here I have him.
How detailed do you want your
Oh
data?
my god, yeah, I see
Yeah,
the
he's
resemblance.
so plastic like that. That is exactly what it is. And
Mark
even a
Zuckerberg had that
cloned-
plastic
like
phase.
a pale.
Let's see. Even
Yeah, like a pale.
It's
That.
like the skin treatment is.
let's see.
Yeah, it's not just for blood. Someone mentioned it's for organs. So when he needs an organ, he'll be able to have one. Which, I mean, what was the movie? Is that the movie was called The Island, where that was basically the premise, right? Where everybody that lived on the island, they were just a clone of a rich person, and they had this lottery. And if you won the lottery, it was like you get to go off the island and go on this big vacation. But really, it just meant that your owner, like they need a liver. You just won the lottery, and no one ever sees you again.
That's fucked up, though. Like, it's like technically it's a child, right? He's gonna grow a human being. Yeah, might not have a soul or something. I don't fucking know the mechanics and how it works, but like,
I think
that's
for the-
still pretty sad.
For the best result, the human carrying the organ has to be like having a nice, non-stressful life, because you don't want the stress in the organs that are going to transfer to the other guy. So for the best possible transference of the organs, the guy's got to be happy and living well. And then you got to say, okay, we're going to give you, you're going to Disney World. And then you hit him over the head before he expects it.
Is that
And
the
you can take
medical
organs.
process?
You don't want to do it while they're fearful, right? Because that's the dreamochrome.
Yeah, it's like a deer. You want him to be
country
eating
for
grass.
old men.
Just a bolt.
Just drink their
Powerful.
milkshake.
Yeah, just straight air pressure.
That's fucking weird.
It's to me, the entire thing soft disclosure
We're
with
being
him.
recorded.
The entire story of him is soft disclosure to us, what the elite have always been up to. So they're like, here's a very rich guy. He wants to live forever. We're telling you guys so you can get all your, oh, this is so gross and weirdness and ... And this is just the first we're hearing, but this has been going on. They've like the Queen's already done this. Like everybody's already done this thing. And like how we've heard about clones. But everybody else is having a clone to replace them in some kind of world theater, but he's just growing his clone to never live. He just wants all the pieces of it when he wants them.
Well,
Yeah.
it's all
How do you
like
even stop that?
What the analogy, I can never remember the name of it, but it's like the 8 blind Chinese dudes, and they're all feeling an elephant, and they're all like one guy's describing a tusk, and one guy's describing the tail, one guy's describing the skin, and they're all disagreeing like it's a different thing. But I almost feel like these are almost like the 4 horsemen of transhumanism, where you've got this guy represents the biological sort of like natural approach at it of like living for 200, 300 years. And then you got Elon Musk, which is the transhuman, combining your brain with intelligence, which is the transhuman aspect. And then you just literally have people transitioning themselves as like a part of a look at how malleable our physical bodies are. Clearly these are just these prisons that we're being forced to live in. So like, how do we transcend that? And all of this is just, they're different people all working towards the same like Aldous Huxleyan sort of vision of like an ideal future as run by the elites.
They can absorb you. This is the weird part. It's like you never really have to exist. They just have to convince people you love that you do in there. And then it's like, even how they're like, all these certain places are like legalized, like here, just you can off yourself, it's fine. And here's different booths and machines and beds that you can just shut the lid and off yourself. This feels like some version of that going together, so that it's just like an easy way of population control, like where they're like self-deport. This will be some version of self-deporting where they're like, but you're not really dying. Look at it's utopia inside here. And your family and friends are already in here. Look at, and you want to talk to your dead blank? Here they are. They can talk to you. Well, think of how much stuff the computer, like some of us, we podcast and stuff all the time, but the computer actually has some people now that their first classes for the first 4 years of life were on this. Everything they took in, it's just so curious, like how much the computer actually knows about some people from the beginning.
I feel a little hypocritical a lot of the time because like I'm an advocate for like, yeah, give kids computers. Kids should be on computers because I was a kid on a computer. So I'm like super biased, but it was also very novel and it wasn't being forced on me from every freaking angle. It was like I had to find an excuse to go and nerd out. Like for everyone, for parents and friends and everybody to even feel like I could actually try and learn something new and like get all, geeked out on computer shit. But now being inundated with it, like I can't really advocate for it the same way because it means something completely different. Now if you tell a kid, hey, you should embrace technology, their best friend is going to be ChatGPT, like guaranteed. It's already happening right now. And it's weird because I don't know what my advice would even be to like that new kid, right? Because I almost want to say do the opposite, turn into Ted Kaczynski, but that's not true necessarily. But that would be like my inclination, like run the other direction. Like look at what we've all done to ourselves. Run the other way.
Well, you can give a child a computer that isn't connected to any networks. It has to be an offline thing. Will they get bored with that? Does it not make enough noises and sounds? Can they not download everything constantly? Like the speed of which you can get new pictures and new videos and new games and new things. That's what seems to be addicting.
Well, but I think to answer the first rhetorical question, but I think that you could set someone up, a kid with a computer with no network connection, and they could be endlessly entertained by it and like learn how to program and like do all that from scratch. But here's the difference is that once you then unleash them out into the real world, unless you do some weird bubble boy shit with them and like lock them in the basement or the attic, then you're going to release them out into the real world at some point. And it's going to be ridicule early enough on there. It's like, what do you mean you don't know what Pornhub is? What do you mean you don't know what, instantly downloading anything that you ever want is? Versus then you enter the workforce and it's like, what do you mean you don't know how to delegate everything that I just told you into the AI? Or you didn't take my AI and put it into your AI. So you're actively giving a disadvantage, even though the intent is to like prevent them from getting poisoned, but then it's like everyone's poisoned, right? Everyone got the shot, everyone's wearing the mask. So it's way rougher with kids too, man, because a kid can't necessarily lie. Like they can't put a mask on and know, like, I'm just doing this so that I can get through my day and all these people around me are idiots. Like, if they're doing it and they're acting the part and that's the only time they've ever had to act a certain way, like, they become that first act, essentially. You know what I mean? I don't know. I might not be explaining it right.
No, I'm kind of like, I'm not having kids, but if I were to ever have kids in the world that we're going into, I'd almost want to teach my kid, like, okay, when my kid's 8, we're going to start building a server. And by the time they're 10, this computer is going to be done, but it's only going to be DOS. And they're going to learn how to do everything about this thing. Almost like before you have the car, you're going to put the tires on the car and change the oil on the car and learn how to change the transmission fluid and learn how to put gas in it. Like, that's what my parents did to me with every big piece of responsibility I got. Like, my brother built his whole first car, like, so much of it. Like, my first car did not run. It was like an old 70s Barracuda, and I had to work on it out of the driveway, and before I had my license. And
That's
so
hardcore.
I think, yeah, and I think that kind of for computers too, it's so powerful and it's so much responsibility in the same way a car is. Like, you could kill yourself on it, but not even like physically, but just instantly ruin who you are as a person with one press of the return. And I think the responsibility of the internet, it's like, maybe you should build it so you know exactly what you're dealing with, from like in a way that all the other kids around you aren't going to know. And I also think teaching them that is so much more valuable than them learning how to stream, or learning how to become the next TikTok superstar. Like, I do think you can give your kids technology, but they should know how all of it works.
At a certain point, though, that rule becomes arbitrary, right? Because, like, if you give them an old computer and they have to learn DOS or whatever, it's like, oh, but they don't have to solder their own computer. And it's like, okay, they got to solder their own computer. Like, oh, but they're just going to use store-bought solder. You're not going to make your own solder. Oh, you're not going to make your own wires out of your own filament. You're not going to take iron and, like, merge it. Like, so at a certain point, you have to be like, and we're going to take the conveniences of modern technology right around here, 1970.
Right around Radio Shack. That we're going to start with Radio Shack with my kid. And like, because I feel like everything that was in old school Radio Shacks, essentially you could make every piece of technology.
Radio Shack just sells cell phones now, literally.
I know. That's why I would just be like, that would be my basis of like, we're going to start here. In Oregon, one of the few things that I think is kind of awesome. In Portland, they have a place called the Rebuild Center. Is it the Rebuild Center that this is? They have so many cool little things like that, but where people all bring their technology and they tear it apart. So they make sure all the data and everything's out of it. They tear it apart. And then they have all these pieces and you volunteer there tearing stuff apart. And then you get other parts where you volunteer slowly building this stuff back up and reprogramming it. And then they sell it all used from the shop. And you get all these credits there by learning each stage of it. So it's like stuff that parents take their kids to. And it's really cool. I'm like, why isn't there more tech? It seems nerdy, but I'm like, why isn't there more stuff that like a father and a son or you're a father and a daughter, whatever. And you could go to and build not just a computer, but what about a house? What about learning how to farm? Like in Portland, another cool thing, they have all these community farms in every neighborhood, all these community. So you and your kids can walk down and like put your hands and take part, and then you get to take some of it. And that's kind of a thing that I do like. If socialism would work that way, but you only get what you put in.
I mean, honestly, the building the house part, I would say that Habitat for Humanity like legitimately does about 85% of what you just described. I don't know if you're allowed to bring
I don't
like
know
a
if you're how
6-year-old onto a
kids-
job site, but
And I do think there's cool jobs that kids can learn on all these job sites, and more places like Habitat for Humanity shouldn't just think about it like mom and dad have to show up and do these amount of hours to get their house. Like you build other people's to get yours. It'd be cool if, your 8-year-old can come and pick up all the nails in the grass. Like there are jobs that kids could put in time and then it could feel like theirs too. But I feel like when we were all young, we were literally allowed to do so much stuff. Go places, babysit. You'd be 10 years old just watching kids. Now people are like, oh my gosh, he's 14. How would you ever drop him off at the mall alone? And you're like, he's 14? What the hell? But people, it's like these hover parents are so scared, but the kids don't know how to do anything. Everything's on. Text me every 15 minutes. And it's like, oh my gosh, my parents didn't hear from me for like 8 hours in a day. Anyway.
You know what though? I think that a lot of kids too are like way smarter than they get credit for, and they're multitasking at levels beyond what we're even capable of multitasking at. Because when we grew up, multitasking was being able to like remember phone numbers and addresses maybe and like all that, but like that got offloaded to a certain point. Imagine everything that you've ever had to memorize has already been offloaded, and now you just have to deal with like a million different dimensions, like your online persona and your online business persona, and you've probably got a side hustle and a brand. You're like 14. Like that seems like a normal story now, which is a lot more things going on. But like that's basic. Like I think there's like a version of like a digital Henry Ford. I don't know who it would be, but there's like a digital Henry Ford out there that's basically grooming these new generations to just get used to like, you're going to be a video editor, you're going to like use AI, you're going to learn like all these millions of different tools, and be like completely on the fly. Because even in your example where you teach your kid how to make DOS and honestly, I think that if you know electrical circuit, that would probably be like the absolute greatest starting point, because you can even learn regular logic. But anyways, once you have someone and like your kid knows DOS and Windows 3.1 and they have to get to like XP and then they get to go to 7 and 10 and all that, right? But when they do that, the rest of the world, they've changed the way that they've interacted with computers to begin with. They just converse with it in normal plain language, and I think the ones that'll succeed will be the ones that know how to describe exactly what they want in like excruciating detail and why they want those things, instead of just throwing a bunch of shit to the wall. But like knowing how to put together that circuit board and knowing how to like make DOS commands work, all that goes into the DNA of being able to know exactly what you want to ask for, right? But it's hard. Like you can't completely cut off all of the weird part where you can just like speak English to the computer and it does magic. Like you also have to do that part along with everybody else. Otherwise you get ostracized. You're the kid that's not allowed to play Mortal Kombat with blood, right? Like your parents won't let you watch Ren and Stimpy. You're not allowed to watch Disney movies. And then it's like, you know, oh, that guy, like that kid's parents don't let him watch Disney. What a weirdo. And then
What a weirdo.
Like it's a stigma from being outside of that. So it's almost a yes and. Like they have to be able to do everything that their friends can do. But if we want to play Mortal Kombat with a blood code, essentially, you show them like, here's what a sprite is. You know, like that's an extreme version, but like, and here, look, here's a red sprite and here's a gray sprite, and our idiot neighbor over here that only gets a Super Nintendo version, so they get sweat, and here's what that looks like. I don't know, like showing the magic behind all that. If you want to show them like a crazy Faces of Death movie, right? And then you're like, and here's all of the animatronics, and here's like the actors, here's the behind the scenes versions of all this stuff. But I don't know, that's an extreme approach, because a lot of people wouldn't really do that. They would just like cut it all off.
How to mix a bucket of blood to make the most realistic looking blood.
100%. But then like, are you just gonna grow up and make like, you know, somebody that all they talk about is blood with people?
But your time frame of it all could still be like, why this 6-year-old is gonna sit in video game all day and watch Teletubbies. Your 6-year-old is learning this goes here and this goes here. I just think you could still hit the same exact time frame as all the other kids that you're surrounding your kid with. You're just choosing to give your kid like the basis instead of all. I just feel like so much everybody feels like they don't have any time, but really their time is being fragmented. So they're like, oh, I'm sitting in the doctor's office. Let me scroll for 1 second. Oh, I have 5 minutes to myself. Let me scroll for 1 second. And so that amount of time that's going into kids, because now their parents are doing it, you're just watching I just think there is enough time in the day. Kids just need to have their time giving back to them instead of by parents who are all on their phones. Like it's a parent problem. Like your kid is going to watch you and do what you do. And so the screen time that's becoming like such a babysitter
The
of
screen is the
all kids.
pacifier. The kids scream and
It's
put
the
something in their
hand
mouth
mouth
to
of the
shut them up.
cigarette. Yeah,
Yeah.
but adults do it too. Like maybe worse.
Part of this too, though, and it's the part that's like impossible to avoid, is the difference was growing up for me at least. Like, my parents didn't know how the hell the computer worked. Even if I had to call tech support of the computer company, they didn't know how the computer worked. So it was like, if I broke this, $3,000 thing in the 90s, like, your ass is in big trouble. So you better figure out how to fix this thing. And like being forced to learn it on your own, which is something like when you're describing the car, like, I know like my dad was trying to do the same thing with me, right? Like I got this old Chevy Impala. I think my first car was a 67 Impala 307, block, and all. Like, people would go up to it and be like, wow, this thing's like so fun to work on. But the way that I would like work on the car with my dad, it would just be like, move, you're in the way, you gave me the wrong screwdriver. It's like the meme, right? The one that most people went through. But like, I didn't get to learn how to work on a car. I got to learn how to get yelled at my dad as my dad worked on the car until it was like just barely drivable enough until, I figured out something better, essentially. But like with the computer, it was a domain I didn't understand. Nobody else understood it. Like, you couldn't buy a book. You couldn't watch a video. Like, you were just kind of like had to figure it all out on your own. And there's a version of that kids are doing right now, but it's like, it's abstract. It's not how does a computer work and how does the internet work, which like when we were kids, that felt abstract because it was so new. But now it's like those things have existed long enough that they're just incorporated in our lives. So the next version of innovation is like this weird way of how do you manage an online ego and identity versus like the physical ego and identity. And it's truly the people that know how to master those two different realms and combine them into one. Like, you can be anything that you want. You can play video games and get rich. You can sell whatever the hell you want and get rich. You can just like have an opinion and complain and get rich from it, right? You can record a raccoon.
I can have an opinion about your opinion complaining and get rich from it.
Right. right. But I mean, I think that that's, I don't know even how to quantify that, but that's the version that you can't add that part to like sometime after they learn DOS or sometime after you allow them to go on internet, like, because they're going to be going through some stuff on the front lines that like nobody's ever actually encountered, right? And it's like an impossible thing to try and train them up for.
I see a world in which children who were neglected growing up because their parents were playing World of Warcraft 12 hours a day. Like, they see the dangers of technology. They see how it becomes addicting and all encompassing and absorbing. It's just, that's terrible. These kids are like, the food tastes terrible. So their parents didn't show them how gardens work and how flowers bloom and they're real birds and the bees. So these kids are going to be like, you know what the dangerous thing right now is? Seed collecting. Let me tell you, I got these seeds from tomatoes, heirloom, that I've been saving. I'm going to go grow them. I'm going to have real tomato. They're going to be the ones who want their own gardens, their own urban gardening, guerrilla gardening, where they can find fields.
But that would be
some of them will be.
Some of them will be, but that's like an idealistic, reactionary version of what's going through. I think not the silver lining, but like the shitty part of this is that it also is a lesson of like, I'm always in competition for the attention of, and it's going to start with like, whatever mom's doing on the phone is more interesting than what I'm doing. So I need to start competing with that. And that's like kind of what things are right now across the board, right?
I think part of it, though, will be, you get to be 17, 18, 19, and you're like, you know what? I don't like the way my body looks because all I was fed was high fructose corn syrup. So I've got all this extra stuff and I want to experience healthiness, and that could be a driver for people to get into organic farming and gardening and growing their own food and health and wellness in like a natural way because they're driven to try to experience that. In the same way, I think a lot of people from maybe my generation, when we were growing up with computers, the promise was, hey man, we're going to get computers, we're going to get internet, and then the people that are there first are going to be really wealthy. Well, that maybe Bitcoin boom or bust thing maybe passed by. Some of these kids who were under 18 at the time couldn't get online to figure out how to trade coins. They're like, well, you know what? Forget it. Throw all the computers away. Go extremely offline, and that's going to be the punk rock thing to do. They're going to run away from their technology cities, the 50-minute cities, flock cameras. They're going to run away, go live in the woods, kind of a return
Maybe.
hippie movement, like a
Dude.
hippie 2.0 movement where they're living off the land and living in
But
communes.
that person that moves out into the woods, aside from a very, very like a David Koresh level extreme, and he himself actually used computers. He was like a computer nerd. But like to the level of becoming like a Randy Weaver, maybe is a much better example of this. Naples, Idaho, I think. And when Randy Weaver kind of like went off grid, that's the real version. But what you're describing, I think the vast majority is going to be like a LARPing version of off the grid, the same way that you can't really exist right now without a social security number. Even if you want to pretend that you're super sovereign citizen, man, and everything, like at some point you got to register with some place in order to like stop getting pulled over. And so clearly the trajectory that we're on, though, is that you have to have a digital online persona that's registered and checks out and has a history, the same way that you have to have a credit history for someone to loan you something. Like, we're already at that point. It's not a Black Mirror, China fantasy that you have to have a social credit score. At this point, you apply to a job and it's like, this is weird. You don't have any social presence at all, ever, and you were raised you were born after the year 2000.
I don't even think you could be in school anymore. It'd be the same. Like there's a higher likelihood you could go to school and not be vaccinated ever than not have a digital footprint. I feel like they probably make you have an email in school. It might be an EDU, but it's still like they probably force it. You probably can't just have your book and bring it home. You have to sign into a school computer and bring the computer home.
I argue it's a good thing, not a good thing overall, but it is good to allow like to have a kid go through those paces, because that is what literally the rest of the world's doing. Unless you want to Randy Weaver it, but I can't. There's not a lot of instances. Either they're really successful and they're the same way as like, how come there's no all-female secret societies? Because they're so good at keeping secrets that no one's ever heard of them before, like the female Illuminati, Michael Sarion type stuff. But it's unless that all of these off-grid, we're going to homeschool our kid and we're not going to teach him anything about Babylon. Maybe they're just like so good that nothing ever happens and you never hear from them because they're just living out their life and, carrying on the legacy. But I think that for the most part, those people end up becoming like targets and then turned into like extremist examples of here's why you don't homeschool. Here's why you don't go off the grid, because of all of these like inconveniences bordering on like criminal acts.
It's like the same, like, you don't want to be the last person here. Oh, you don't want to do that. It's like the same anti-vaxxer, homeschooler.
Well, even if you homeschool, you still have to register and at least check boxes that say that you're following some like national or state level accredited version of homeschooling, right? So unless you're also off gridding that, but now you're causing like legal complications. So the main point, this isn't like a rant. It's mostly
I think it's all homeschools online now. I don't know any of my friends who are doing homeschool for their kids.
If you want your homeschool to be like, I bring my kids to church at 8 a.m. and I pick them back up at 2 p.m. and whatever they learned that day was school, like I don't think that version you could get by with anymore, even though that would be like the extreme ideal, no?
And then I'm wondering if all these, like the same way they say our phones, how they're just flickering and our TVs are flickering and our computers, are all your school computers flickering constantly too? Are like now the 8 hours a day that we'd at least have to be at school and not playing video games, they're actually having all the same exact stuff that they always told us were bad for us. Like, you got to get outside. You can't be watching TV all day. But now that everybody's just watching TV all day.
I think all of school that I went to growing up always had fluorescent lighting. Like, it was always that like bad. Except in for whatever weird reason, in my high school and senior year, we actually did have outside classes. And it was like a really interesting experience. Like, I liked it way more.
That seems nice.
Florida, open courtyard. Yeah, it was like a new school. They were trying to like flex how different they were from all the other like high schools.
Have you ever seen like maybe a late 80s, early 90s movie? It's called Toy Soldiers.
Where they take over the school or they have to like fight back. It's almost like a campier version of Red Dawn. That's how I always look at it.
Or Iron Eagle or one of those type. But there's a scene in it where one of the like practical jokes, they move a professor, like all his stuff outside. And when the like dean's walking up to the professor and all his whole office is outside, he's like, don't laugh. Like, they can't see you laugh. Just come here. And he's like, I cannot believe that like they put everything exactly how I had it in my office. He's like, even my inkwell is left the exact same way I left it when I left the office. And they're standing there. He's like, I wish I could work out here all day. And he's like, but I probably can't, right? Like, even him, like, having his office out there, how you're saying your school, like, it was just so nice to be outside and learn. It makes you wonder, like, gosh, should we have ever been in buildings to learn? Like, would we all be like, oh, wow, this is so informative. How interesting. I'm just taking all this in, but we're trapped in these brutal buildings. Even old schoolhouses weren't brutal. They were all steeples.
Even in the military, I was shocked at how much time I was just spending inside of a building that looked exactly like this, the public education buildings that I had grown up in. And like very little of that was spent outside either.
This is off topic, but I was talking to my Maria this week and we were talking about witches and wizard hats and how the dunce hat is the point like that. And how if there was a bad kid in school, like, could the same idea of a witch trying to pull energy from the ether is the wizard pulling energy from the ether? And then the dunce is so dumb, the teacher's begging that they pull energy from the ether.
That's literally what the dunce cap actually came from. Originally, the concept was that the higher up that you went, you were getting closer to God. I think it was like it had a religious tint to it, but the higher to God you could get, then the smarter your thoughts would be. So that originally people would wear the hat to kind of like they're tapping into a higher frequency, and then over time, that became ridiculed, especially from people that weren't of the same religion. I don't remember if it was like a Catholic thing and then like the Protestants came and made fun of but then it became, hey, you're acting like an idiot. Let's give a dunce cap on you. Maybe you can tap into the higher energies and learn something, you freaking idiot. And like that's where it came from. But the original, I think of it the same way that if you grew up watching Looney Tunes or Beavis and Butthead, you might think someone that's a Nimrod is like an idiot, right? Like, Nimrod. And because Beavis and Butthead made that a pejorative, because Bugs Bunny used to call Elmer Fudd Nimrod. So there's a whole generation of people that think Nimrod is an insult, but really what was happening is that Nimrod was one of the greatest hunters in all of history, and Bugs Bunny was calling Elmer Fudd Nimrod as like great job, Muhammad Ali, if you saw someone like take like a whiff at someone. But that became what people think it is, the same way that dunce cap is thought of as like, oh, that represents somebody that's dumb. No, it represented someone that was spending all of their energy and focus on higher orders of thought, and that became like the ridicule of people that didn't appreciate like what they were sacrificing.
You're muted, Alan.
FUD, fear, uncertainty, doubt. Is that what Elmer's named after?
But
I think it is. I think it actually is, yeah.
Like the thinking cap is interesting, the wizard cap. Putting on my thinking cap, I was going to ask you guys, who has the smartest thoughts about daylight saving? Now we're talking about daylight saving again.
Probably Summer.
Oh, is it about the shift?
Oh, it's going to shift and stay that way forever?
That's what they're debating again.
No, there's no way.
No, I like it like this. This is how I want it to stay.
So
I don't ever want to change again.
You never want to change the clock again?
No, I like it just like this. I like what time my son. I like a long day. I understand it's longer because of the summer. They're going to roll it back and stay like that.
There have to be entire industries that thrive on the chaos that time shifts create. And they probably have lobbyists that are going to make sure that it will be a fight, to the death if they give up sort of the shifting time schedule here, right?
I thought it already happened. I thought it was signed already. I thought this is see, this is like the NDAA where I'm just like, I've heard about it for so much and I'm reading so much stuff on it, but I'm like, is this a GIF?
Remember the Florida bullet train that they were saying was going to happen from like 1990 until like 2010, and they just like stopped bringing it up as often because it's already been paid for like 3 or 4 times over.
Public transportation.
What's that?
They wanted to put in public transportation. A bullet train?
In Florida, there was a pitch that from North Florida all the way to Miami that you could get on this continuous train that would be like a hyper fast train, and people voted on it. And not only they vote on it, like it got funded like 2 or 3 times. I think I personally voted on it like 3 or 4 times, and it won every time. And everyone's like, "Great, we're excited, it won!" And it never materialized. You know what I mean? But I think part of it is like, the chaos that it brings is more profitable than actually doing the thing, right? Like it makes so much money to raise, the effort for this thing that once you actually build it, then like, I don't know, you have to turn it into a different scam.
Well, I think also with it, just because of the high speed rail that we have here now and how many decades that took. It's not the bullet train, but just how long it took.
They called the murder train in Orlando.
Yeah, it just took it's 3 times as fast as a regular train, and it is unbelievable. Every time it passes in my town, I'm like, how many animals die when this thing goes past? It has double, so you know how regular train tracks just have 2 single things on this side and this side, and if you were an a-hole, you'd be like this and this. When the bullet trains come, or when the high speed rail's coming, it's like 4 claws come down. It's a whole different thing, and it's like the ding, 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 ding. It's like, bitch, you better stay back. Like every reason that you always wondered why your bus driver had to stop at the tracks, this makes sense. They could never get out of the way in time. But one of the reasons it took so long is because Orlando loved it. And they were like, yes, we're in. And Miami was like, yes, we're in. And then maybe Palm Beach was like, we're totally into this. And all the other small towns in between were like, we don't want an outlet here. We don't want you to get off here. So forever, all the little Richie towns in between were like, we don't want a stop here. We don't want any Orlando or Miami people here. We don't want any of this. So all the poor towns in between got all the stops. So all the Richie towns now still have the train going through their town, but now they have none of the stops to it. It's an interesting little political thing and you get to, Florida is an interesting place where you get to see state politics really play out in a different scale where the Fed doesn't matter at all. Where one county is like, but you're not putting it here. And it's like, but this is the only place the train tracks go.
Well, and
not just 10 years later.
Like the fact that we ended up having an interstate that went like, this is like what Henry Flagler was famous for, and even the Collier family, like Collier County and stuff, was all about developing roads. And as soon as somebody could traverse, not just from North Florida to South Florida, but like from the West Coast to the East Coast, like that was an enormous feat. And that was like almost the exact moment that now it's no longer swampland. Like now all the Indians are gone, and we can turn cities into everything.
Manifest destiny achieved.
And then to not realize that that's the formula, that's the pattern. So the high-speed rail and public transit would have to follow that exact same footprint. It would have to traverse north to south and east to west. And if it can't do those things, then it's not done yet, and it can't like escalate to whatever the next version would be.
But it's funny you said manifest destiny. In Florida is actually the last place the West was won. It was the last place you could still go and state claim on a piece of land. And as long as you would make it better, they were like, it's yours.
No one wanted it, yeah.
Yeah, they were like, this swamp, you could have this whole part of the ocean, all this part of the swamp, and this island is yours if you're going to do something with it. And so, and like a lot of places, like Thomas said, with highways and railways and stuff, like there's big cities now, like Tampa, that took forever to develop. Like forever, like so much money and time and everything went into it because the swamp ate everything they tried. It took them like a good amount of time to like have the know-how of how to build roads and everything on top. And who knows, I still think a lot of this stuff, Florida's like, and sinkhole. Like,
He did
But that-
he did everything right and sinkhole.
And sinkhole. You have a dreamy $650,000 house and sinkhole. Your bedroom's gone. No one literally ever finds you again in that hole. Your body is gone. That's the part that blows my mind. They don't find your bed. They don't find you. You're just gone into the Agartha. Like, that's wild.
Quicksand is real, man.
Yeah. Quicksand. What else? Anything?
When I grow up, I know I've seen someone write something similar to this before, but like as a kid, you would expect in your adult life to come across quicksand way more based on how many times it comes up as a kid.
You learn that quicksand is a real threat and that breeding raptors is perfectly safe. They have these other, we're talking like transportation road trips. There are these ideas that animals need to be able to cross the highway. So if you put a highway through a place, you got to build walls against it so animals don't jump across the road, and that causes collision, a lot of deer and turtles and types of things. But if they build these little land bridges for the animals to cross, and it's sort of like a choke point, well, why won't you just shooting fish in a barrel? It's like hunting place. This is where all the animals go. Free food, everybody. So you have to consider that idea in the engineering. It's like, we want to do the best. Well, humans need to travel, but animals also need a land bridge. But if you build a land bridge, then it's just like, then people are going to be like, that's where all the food is. Free food. Are you going to stop people from camping out? Getting the big bucks there? The fish, the turtles, the squirrels, the rabbits that go under the highway or over the highway, these land bridges.
I mean, there are game wardens, but
I don't think they're paid anymore. I think that job has been like, send us an email, tell us what you're doing, why it's important.
Not in Florida. Like Florida Fish and Wildlife, you stick your pole in the water anywhere around here, and somebody's gonna pull up and check your cooler and make sure that you have a license to pull that shit.
Game warden.
Like our Florida Fish and Wildlife don't play. Like even with licensing, so people don't overfish. Like what commercial fishing, where they're allowed to go out of. Make sure you're just not like some dude working for a company. If you can sell to restaurants or not. Like,
and that's the humans. But now if you got flock cameras and eye in the sky that can point you out and be like, hey, we can recognize based on how this person's walking, their gait recognition, their heat recognition, if they have a audio sample, however they do it, they're like, they track your cell phone. That's Chaney. She's fishing. Let's go ahead and look up in the database. But if that's all happening automatically, you don't even need the game warden at that point. The like fish and wildlife enforcement, all they have to do is follow whatever direction they were just given. Like, hey, at this location, go harass, this lady named Chaney. And that's essentially what it turns into.
Flock cameras at my boat dock right now. It's one of the things that made me like, what? There's flock cameras outside a resort, which I'm like, that's so crazy. They're like tagging every car going in and out of this resort. And then at the public boat dock where any person, like you and your family or whatever, and I'm like, that's so curious there. Like out of all, there's docks up and down the river, but at the public one where the cars pull in and how it's set up is set up so that it can, in my opinion, it's set up so it can record every boat that trailers, every single car that backs in. Because you'd be looking at it like, what's this pointing at? And I'm like, oh, it's getting the tail ends of these trucks as they back in. It knows everyone who owns a boat.
You want to know something even scarier too? Is that if, let's say your example, let's say like I have a marina and you've got a flock camera or a resort with a flock camera, even if you personally or your business doesn't even really like have any use for all that footage, you could just advertise, hey, I run a marina in whatever city, and I've got this 24/7 feed of everyone coming in and out. Who wants to buy this data and use it to train their AI or whatever? Who wants to incorporate this? So like you can just put your own flock camera on the market. It almost turns into a penny stock, right? Like, I don't know, who has any use for this? Somebody might have a use for that if they're training something about like, the effect of the tides versus how many people are parking and fishing, whatever, just to like do that. So now you don't even necessarily have to have a reason to have a flock camera. Just by having it, you can make money off of it, or you can like use it to contribute and get some kind of tax credit or whatever. I'm not even describing a conspiracy. This is just
that's Ring camera.
Ring, make the money.
Yeah. They Ringo. They did up until 2025. I think had a contract with Flock specifically. So all the information that if certain people, and I feel like more people don't check the check marks and whatever they're than not. That you have it when someone rings your door, you have it, but also they have your camera on 24/7 and they're watching all your neighbors.
Yep.
And that is a lot of these. I don't understand why every town with Flock isn't just putting up their own Flock live feeds, like their own camera pole at the boat ramp. That's live feed of the Sebastian boat ramp.
That's what it should be.
It should be that way. Like any information they're storing, anyone anywhere should be able to. I should be able to be like, oh, what's the tide like?
It is an arms race, and some of those Flock cameras may be replaced by Axon cameras. They might be hidden in boxes. You could have a taco stand, and it could be a Flacco camera, whatever you want it to be, hiding it. But it's not like spy versus spy. So I heard it said there was a police officer, I think in Rhode Island, went and talked to Tucker Carlson and said, you know what? When the police officers were forced to wear body cameras, they were kind of like, dude, why? Why do we have to wear these? We have to operate them. We have to charge them, this type of thing. It became a new job responsibility. So when the other camera salesmen come in and say, you know, man, wouldn't you like to get back at everybody else for forcing you to wear cameras? So now we're going to point the cameras at them. And a lot of the police force were like, you know what? We've had to deal with cameras for so long. It's been such a pain in the butt. Let's see how the public feels when they're having to see cameras everywhere. So now it becomes this arms race to say, oh man,
their chest camera
cameras.
was always on us. Their camera was always on us. It was never on them.
But they have to carry it. It's like their point of view, POV. It's like point of view of the police officer.
Originally, it was supposed to curb like police sort of malpractice, but now it turns into a tool of like, look, it was justified. Look, we can edit this footage too and make it look like some of the things that may or may not be justified. Like, so it turned into a different thing. But what Marcus, you're getting at too is that this is one of the reasons that I really love the First Amendment auditor guys. As annoying as some people find them, I love it because that's their entire argument is they'll go up to a cop and they'll just start recording the cop. Most cops are smart enough now that they don't escalate that particular thing, but they go to public libraries, they'll go to like the police headquarters and just like go in with just a regular old camera and stuff and like sort of do exactly what you're describing of like, hey, how do you like being directly on camera? But their argument is that you've got a camera pointed, you've got 5 cameras right now pointed at me as I drive out of here with my car. You're recording my license plate. But if I go on public property and I do the exact same thing to you on property that technically like taxes are paying for, now I'm in trouble all of a sudden, or I'm a weirdo or an extremist. That like I'm beyond fascinated by that. It feels like a front line that you can actively watch moving either left or right in terms of like where our liberties are being eroded.
That's the next thing that's going to happen. The same way it's like cops with their body cameras, which really it's almost like it, then they just turn them off when we need them. It always seems like the case. It's like this weird. We're going to have a case soon where something happens and a civilian gets Flock footage for their case. And that will be an opening up of humans being like, we want them there. They protect us. They're for our safety. And so, but we have to see this kind of precedent set where it starts an argument on the other side. Because right now it seems like the worst press in the world.
Well, there needs to be like in a First Amendment auditor way, but maybe without all of like the annoying aspect. But for every Flock camera, there should be some open source, public, accessible version where it's like, okay, if the government wants to put a camera or a corporation wants to put a camera here, there's going to be like an open like community source version that also gets their own camera, so that now you're not relying on the state or the corporation's camera footage and being like, oh, they would never accidentally lose some or edit footage or manipulate or anything like that.
So the question then becomes, is this like the toothpaste that's out of the tube and it's going to be a very difficult job to try to put it back in? If everything is camera, then we have this by way of population control because there is no privacy. There's no places to go and park a car without having a camera saying, well, they were there for 3 hours. What could they be doing? They didn't get out of the car.
Dude, not just that, but then the new cars are supposed to now have cameras in them so that they can analyze.
Right.
if
But
you're
where
gonna
I'm
be-
going with this is there's no privacy. And because there's no privacy, there's no intimacy. And because there's no intimacy, there's no opportunity for human procreation. So this is like population decline part of the agenda, right? Getting it down. It's population control by all means, meaning we're reducing all the births because
There's no more sexy
no one
time.
wants to have their moment videotaped or recorded, so they're not participating. And that's-
I agree with you 100%. I think that's another one of those things that maybe we didn't have to worry about as much growing up, but any mistake that you've ever made.
We're living in the post-American Pie world where every webcam in a bedroom is
Dude.
recording.
That was the last movie I saw before I became a man. Not in a biblical way, but like in terms of like becoming an adult.
I don't know. It's crazy. But I do feel like in the Pam Anderson, Kim Kardashian way, they groomed us to accept it. Like, we are ready to be filmed in every position. Like, that's what all the cool kids, that's what all the cool Cardis are doing. Like, I think they made us voyeurs. Like even Thomas, like, oh, you could just be a kid now and go stream. That's what they want. Like, that's the goal. 'Tis the goal. Stay inside, don't procreate, make your money online. And really, it's not really about entertaining humans as much as we think. I think we're just feeding the computer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, us having this conversation on a porch doesn't feed the computer, but us doing it right here, it's like getting all our faces down and little intricacies and combo and gate of convo, voice
I like the
tone.
porch version way more.
Yeah, it is. It's so much a whole different vibe, even energetically. But I don't know. We're in the future. I miss my grandma, but I always am so grateful she's not here. I'm like,
Yeah.
she would not be able to handle this. I'm like, sometimes it's a lot for me. I'm like, are we all obsessed, like, collectively as the world? Do we all really care about a short-back raccoon? Yeah, we all do. We're Bernie mittens. Like, it just feels like they just give us a meme and then we're like, this is our new meme. This is our new, it's like those glasses from They Live. Yeah, exactly that.
Miss
And then it's just
Pointer's
our
sister
new.
over there on the basketball court is put under such intense scrutiny now. It's like, wait a second. She had her own opinion about gender and athletes and who should be playing in what league. Let's blow that story up.
She's the one person that should be saying it. The female athlete who makes a living being a female athlete should be the
Right.
fucking person being like, I don't want to play against men.
And there's people that were very upset about that, so they go and look for pictures of her in high school where she looked different, and they're like, well, she got gender affirming care because now she's taller and her face is thinner and it's different and she got a haircut and all these things. It's like, what are you doing? These public figures have no expectation of privacy anymore. No expectation of privacy.
Do you think there's any kind of irritation to men, trans men, that they aren't the best in the women's league? Like, Caitlin Clark is better than them. And do you think as a man, like, if you were like, I'm just going to be a man and go play basketball, and then some broad still beat you at your shit, do you think there's an extra than just being like, hey, I'm a bro and I'm going to take on this professional basketball player on the court? But now you think like, I'm a basketball player and I'm going to beat them. Like, I'm a man. This is going to be a cakewalk. It's like when Artie Lang said he was going to play a WNBA player, and he's like, I just don't care. No woman can beat me at a sport. And he actually did a really good job, like a really good job. He's like, I just don't care. And so that idea that you're a freaking dude and you're still losing to this broad, that's got to be so triggering for like the chick we traded for the arms dealer, Britney Griner.
Well, are there actual men, like biological men playing in the WNBA?
Britney Griner. She's a real dude. Like the same way as that boxer who beat the shit out of that girl. That is a biological male. And so there is a bunch of transgenders, like that's how I have to say it, even though my mouth right then just wanted to be so like, I almost got like in trouble on YouTube. But the transgender, there's so many transgender in basketball. And so I think that's part of the issue for Caitlin Clark. If you're real, or the Pointer sister, if you're a real chick, it's like somebody else has a cheat code. And so if I just got to think it pisses you off extra if you put in your cheat code and I still beat you.
There was it's kind of funny though that the footage of that girl, Sophie Cunningham, is that her name? The Pointer sister one that you're mentioning, that collectively more people have watched her doing the hand pointing than will ever watch her actually playing basketball. That's just like an objective fact. That little clip, that like 10-second clip, collectively more people will watch that for far more time, you know, orders of magnitude more than they'll ever watch her actually playing the sport that, like, you know, that she's supposed to be known for. That's going to be their thing. And the same thing with like the Caitlin Clark. More people are going to be seeing highlight reels of just her dunking and then like getting someone like pointing at the ring in front of her face. Like that's going to be most of what the vast majority of people know of those characters.
I feel like more people, like if you just added it to watch hours, like if you look at your podcast and how many watch hours or any clip you put on IG and it's like, this is how many collective watch hours. Watch hours, more people have watched at that point than the collective entirety of the WNBA.
100%. 100%.
That is a wild concept. I just have to think the WNBA as a whole, I've been looking up who owns these teams. A lot of them are owned by either owners or managers, or they're like 40% owned as a league by the NBA. I got to think the entire thing's a write-off and they know it's a loss. Like instead of really easy for taxes.
In a very I think obvious is, again, this isn't like conspiracy or even conjecture. It seems that this is just an established pipeline to get celebrities onto Wheaties boxes and everything else that goes along with that. But now there's a much stronger push for like the girls' new Air Jordan / Nike. Oh, I want the Sophie Cunninghams. Oh, I want the Caitlin. Like that was an entire demographic that was mostly neglected. You didn't really have a way to push female athletes onto young girls like by this thing.
No, tennis players weren't cool enough.
But
like I want
this
Steffi
is the
Graf.
new trajectory. So now, and I think that's the reason. Like, how come this thing exists if it just loses money? How come this thing exists if, you know, like people aren't even tuning into it? That's the reason why, is because like it's a loss leader. Like they're willing to lose money on this thing because it'll legitimately sell more sneakers and Wheaties.
Dude, and it's so funny because it's like all the male basketball players are wearing dresses and painting their nails and putting on makeup and selling like male versions of those products. And so it kind of like what you're saying, and then we'll sell women's sneakers. Like it's like they're doing both these things at once, but it's just
smart. I mean, I think it's smart. Like if you were even on your own accord, right? Even if you don't get contacted by like the Black Illuminati, right? But you're like a basketball player and you're like, you know what? I'm going to wear a Catholic schoolgirl outfit to just this press event unannounced, like not a joke or anything. I'm just going to do it. But what you're really saying is like, hey, Hollywood, you know, you want someone to like be like a quirky little cameo in your next movie. Like I'm the guy. Like here's your sign that I'm the guy, and everything else that would go with that, right? So it's not like it's even a statement of, you know, I'm trying to violate these, you know, gender norms and I'm trying to break down old institutions. It's just like, hey, like you can hire me. I'll do the thing.
Do athletes all have publicists helping them with brand deals?
some of them. I think the ones we probably read about do. I think if we don't read about them, they don't have a publicist. But I just believe what I know about Hollywood. People think People, Us Magazine, shit like this is like, oh, it's informing us. And this photographer was just on the street and captured this real life moment, when for a fact, the entirety of those magazines, the celebrity calls them and is like, I'm going to be eating out this day with this person. Come take this picture. There's only a couple celebrities that ever break this mold. And it's like Michael Jackson, Britney Spears, and Donald Trump, and Princess Diana, where the actual paparazzi will follow them. Like,
and did they drink Coca-Cola or Pepsi? What is their beverage?
Michael Jackson was a Coke guy because of the Pepsi fire.
Yeah, I was going to say, depends on whether or not your hair caught on fire.
Yeah, it depends on what year you ask. But I think Britney, Beyonce, like all those, I think they were all Pepsi. I think all the pop people were kind of Pepsi people.
What does Taylor Swift prefer? What did she serve at her wedding?
Urine.
Yeah, Taylor.
If anyone were to do it, I'd put it on that.
What I got out of the Madison Square Garden wedding situation was that is a highly surveilled, secured facility. So the people that went there are all on cameras. They're all like, they know where they are at all times.
Her personal preference, Diet Pepsi. I had never even heard of a person liking this before. Sorry, go on.
No, that's Diet Pepsi.
She was a Coke ambassador for like 5 or 6 years, but her personal preference of drink is Diet Pepsi.
Is that selling out? No, it's a funny question, I think, because it's like, if you really like Coca-Cola, but you're willing to do a commercial for Pepsi, does that make you a sellout? More so than doing a commercial for Coca-Cola that you genuinely like?
That's
it's
what
all
I
contracts.
think. Yeah, I just think if you really use a thing, you getting money to be an ambassador or sell that thing or if you really use it, you're not bullshitting anyone who trusts your opinion if it's actually something you use, even if it happens to be shitty.
Is that a Ricola?
My mouth sings with Barry
I didn't
Medley.
know those still existed, dude. The last time I heard of Ricola, I think was on like a Perfect Strangers commercial.
They have many great flavors, including Barry Medley.
I feel like you just broke the timeline saying Perfect Strangers. Oh, shit. Anything else happen, you guys, this week before we skedaddle or
Past
hang out?
7 days. Oh, who knows? It's all algorithmic news feeds pushing it to you. It's all Jimothy, and someone was saying the next turn in the Jimothy timeline is going to be people calling him coon, and that's racist. And there's going to be like a save Jimothy campaign, and those who are for coons and those who are against coons. But we can't say raccoon. Can't shorten it. It's
because Jimothy needs the shortened version.
Well, what it is it's the branding warfare. So now you've got another pale ale that's a Jimothy version, but your brewery doesn't do anything Jimothy, so it's in your best favor to then say Jimothy's racist. That's coon drink. That's coon drink. We don't drink coon drink.
Oh, it's
over
like
here.
watermelon became they just take the thing, or pizza.
We are Jimothy free. Jimothy free zone. If you say Jimothy, you're kicked out of our tap room.
I feel like, or I hope that Jimothy does not get politicized, but he absolutely can, the same way that if you cared about Peanut, then that meant that you were probably some like right-wing weirdo because it was more about, the safety of the neighbors than it was about being able to have a squirrel as a pet.
That's true. And spank the monkey. Or punch the monkey. What was the guy's name?
It was punch the monkey.
Oops, that was such a faux pas. I hope no one clips that.
No one would ever do that.
No one would ever clip that.
Well, I'll answer Chaney's question too. What else is going on this week? I think that I've got a whole bunch of Under the Docks episodes coming out. They come out on Tuesdays now. So Tuesday around 3 Eastern, we do documentary reviews, and we were going pretty hard on like old David Icke, old Jordan Maxwell. We just recorded The Naked Truth, which isn't one of Jordan Maxwell's first or anything, but it's sort of now that's what I call Jordan Maxwell mixtape of Jordan Maxwell. Because honestly, I don't even think that I can name some documentaries that was like him. A lot of it is just him doing a talk at a convention somewhere, or him like talking about maritime law and like in front of an audience. So anyway,
got a Gaia series eventually, like Secret Symbols.
So we're getting all that. We did some Michael Sarion. I've found out that I think I like every John Ronson documentary that I've ever seen, because there's like a common thread. I'll watch one and be like, oh wow, that was actually really good, and then it was freaking John Ronson the whole time. So we just did John Ronson's BBC special on David Icke from the early 2000s, where the ADL was trying to say that David Icke's reptilian shapeshifters was code word for Jews, and that they were like getting them canceled all over the place, and Alex Jones like criticized. Anyways, if you're interested in getting like recaps of these old conspiracy documentaries and if they're worth watching or not, you should check out Under the Docks Tuesdays.
And then Tuesday night, tune in for Uncle Ted Talks.
That your mic.
Wink. If you guys want to, your after show, is it on Spiders and Ben Balderson's?
It's on alanmarcus.com for all the links. alanmarcus.com for all
Even the
your
after
links.
shows?
If you read the website, not a lot of words on it, just a web page. You just read that, you figure out what you need to subscribe to and set notifications for. You'll find everything available.
All right, perfect. So you guys can go to alanmarcus.com and do all of that.
Thank you, Unicorn. Yeah, episode that I did with Mark and Juan where we reviewed El Topo, and we're gonna be doing Holy Mountain, I think, in the near future too. So I forgot to even upload up my own channels.
Did you do the Sangria one?
What's that?
Did you cover the Sangria movie?
No, we just started. This is the very first time that Juan had ever seen Jodorowsky at all.
Okay.
And I think Mark had seen El Topo before, or maybe just like passingly. So I'm a fanatic. I've got like an El Topo shirt and Holy Mountain shirts, and like I remember seeing this 20 years ago. Not El Topo, but like Holy Mountain clips, essentially. Like I don't even think it was publicly available. It was like a rumor that only like certain people had clips of it. Like John Lennon had a version, and
just a midnight movie special for a while.
So yeah, it was an interesting episode. I think I was the only one that was like hyped about it, and Mark and Juan are sort of like, I don't know, man. It's like summoning demons. I'm like, I don't know. It's kind of cool. That's usually how most of our episodes go.
There was something else I was going to ask you about that you've been up to. You talked about, I was going to ask if Juan was back.
I did a 4-hour episode with Matt from Straight Bible that records out of Nephilim Death Squad Studios. We talked about, he gave me a book last time I was over there because we were both raised Roman Catholic, and he gave me this like thick 600-page book called She Rides the Beast by Dave Hunt. Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with any of this, Mark is, but anyway,
vaguely. I mean,
the entire premise of the book is that the Roman Catholic Church, the Vatican, is like the woman from Revelation that's riding this beast and yada, yada, yada. But I kind of twisted it around a little bit because I found where Dave Hunt got it, because Dave Hunt wrote about this, and he's talking about Saddam Hussein and stuff in the book as like proof of prophecies coming true. And it's like, I don't know, it's a little bit dated, but this entire premise is based on another guy named Alexander Hislop, I believe, that wrote the exact same thing in the 1850s called The Tale of Two Babylons. And
I've read the Hislop book.
And The Tale of Two Babylons, one of the only places that you can get a copy outside of Amazon is from Jack Chick.com, Chick Track Publishing. So it was like this weird circle of like this guy, you know, that I've been talking to, but he's like big into Jesus. And we're talking about Bible stuff. He gives me this book, and it leads me back to Chick Tracks, and he doesn't even know what Chick Tracks are. So like he's introducing me to things, and I'm introducing him to the same thing, but in like a different way. I don't know. I had a good time. We talked for like over 4 or 5 hours about freaking the Roman Catholic Church.
If you guys haven't checked out Matt and Straight Bible and Nephilim Death Squad, if you haven't, also they're doing Bohemian Grove coming up on 8/8. Thomas is definitely going. I'm on the fence right now. I have like personal stuff that might be around the same time that I don't know if I can skip out on. But it does. Owen Benjamin's going to be there right now. I don't know. There's like a iffy thing because Owen Benjamin might be in town and Jay Dyer is also in Florida, and they're
I don't think that's happening. Just
today.
It might. You got to get a ticket to find out if it does.
Well,
I don't.
No,
think
it wouldn't be happening at Bohemian Grove. They were talking about doing it because also the redheaded libertarian Josie, who's going to be the moderator of the debate, she's also in Florida. So the Film Death Squad was going to offer up their studio so everybody could come and do it in person because Owen will be in town for Bohemian Grove. Jay Dyer went to the last 2 Bohemian Groves, I think, maybe the 2 before that, but like everybody's kind of in like the same network. Owen said Jay could pick the subject. Jay picked the Trinity, and then what I gather right now is that he's not doing it. Jay's not doing it.
Oh, look, and Donut pops up in the comments right as we're talking about this. So hopefully that means the stars are aligning and he's going to be there too.
Yeah, because if every Donut might come to Bohemian Grove too. So if any of you guys are in the Central Florida neck of the woods around that time, you can go to brogrove.com and get tickets. And there's all kinds of little packages. And Top and Raven are like big about planning things around it. So they are going to probably do something from the coffee shop, what Thomas is talking about, their studio. And who knows if the debate happens, it probably will be live, but it should be interesting with Josie moderating if they do it in person. If it happens, it will be interesting if they do it there. But Jay's like, no way, because they're anti-Orthodox. Jay's already taking it like that is enemy territory to be in your guys' studio, which I don't think is a unwise thing.
I mean, it's not the worst observation ever. Like there's a little bit of merit to it.
So, but it all seems entertaining, and the rest of the people that are going to be on Bohemian Grove, it looks. I think it's always like who's going to be there is always good, and then there's always like surprise guests that add to it. So.
I mean, you were talking about doing another one later in the year, maybe.
Truth Con.
Yeah, I'm not 100% yet. I mean, it's on my radar. I've talked to him. There's a table there. I don't know. I'll figure it out because
it's in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, you go do like the Dealey Plaza King Kill 33 tour or something.
Yeah, that would be cool. I just had some idea. I'm like, cool, we can all like maybe have a smoke down past mics and have hot topics or something. And then I looked up pot laws in Texas and was like, a felony for a gummy. I'm never going to Texas. Thomas is like a grown up. He's like, I can go without weed for a little while. I'm like, I don't know. I can't.
Get a remote robot and we can all just control the robot and get a robot tours around Dealey Plaza. Get a permit for the robot
like that.
to
They're
drive
like,
around.
what's this creepy little bomb device driving around Dealey?
It's just a flock camera. I don't mind it.
Yeah, it's just our flock. That's what we should just put
It's
a
our
camera.
homeschool pod. We're on a field trip. Don't worry about it. It's educational.
I wish we
It
could
runs on
field trip
DOS.
as an adult.
It runs on Magic
Yeah,
Bullet
it's DOS.
technology.
My kid made it.
My kid made it. It's on DOS. Long story.
All right, you guys, we love you so much. If you made it to this part of the show and you feel like dropping hearts anywhere, you can drop them to Abbie, Layla, me, Thomas, Alan, Marcus. Find everyone and follow them everywhere. And if you're awake right now, make sure you turn it down a little bit because Juliette Lewis do be coming hard. XOXO gossip.
Can you save us, Britney Spears? Can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunnilinguist good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking. Good guys, good guys, good guys, good guys. The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunnilinguist good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking. Good guys, good guys, good guys, good guys.
You're still here? It's over.